I don't even think that's how you spell that. But okay.
I don't think that's how you spell Buongiorno, but it could be. I could be wrong. Hello, everyone, and welcome to welcome to Fable Table, an actual play live stream focused on critical world building, collaborative storytelling, and finding the fun in games. Today, we're continuing our game of Dungeon World, Song of the Ravenlands. Joining me today is the champion, John. What are you celebrating, John? What are you dabbing?
What am I celebrating? Another week survived, playing it with friends. Every week, a step forward. Thanks for being here with us, guys.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Shannon?
You know.
Excellent. Well, is there any like fun updates, life events, any good jokes anyone wants to share before we just dive right in? We're in our final arc of this season, so I'm eager to dive in, but if people have like life stuff they want to share, I guess you can do that too.
I don't think I know any like family-friendly jokes that I can tell. I don't even think I know any jokes anymore.
Oh, Shannon, it's hilarious you think this is a family-friendly show.
That's true.
All right, Nick will have heard this one before because I like to tell it, but what did Nelly say after he went to visit a French art museum?
What?
I have not heard this one.
Hey, must be a Monet.
Oh, that's a very Andy joke.
It hurts.
Moving on.
I love that joke. They're wonderful.
That's family friendly
It is.
and millennial friendly.
Is Nelly still a family-friendly name?
Has he been caught doing something?
You mean like has Nelly been canceled?
Yes.
as is the fashion nowadays.
Oh boy.
Nelly canceled.
We're gonna Google it real quick.
Questionable behavior.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So last time we began wrapping up our Belderland arc. You all have successfully recruited the Belder army, led by your father, Basil Gandaman Belder, who was just elected King of Belderland. You all also stopped a coup by Solma, the Iron Bitch, queen of the Canide clan of dwarves. And you sort of stopped? Kind of? You saved a number of people from an invasion, so to speak, a stampede of Onkeg burrowing out from underneath Belderland. Basically, no lives were lost, but quite a bit of property was destroyed. Wick racked up a bunch of kills.
Sure.
And
I'm a hero.
Basil racked up a bunch of XP.
Yes,
True.
certainly.
All the XP.
I rolled so many failed charisma checks and failed parlays, and it was glorious. I like to imagine that Basil just got excited, had everyone's attention, and just puked every time he had everyone's attention for a moment. So
Nice.
Wait, guys, I swear. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
like if you watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Sweet D wanted to do an open mic and couldn't get a word out without dry heaving on stage. That's what Basil was like, trying to get the Onkeg's attention.
Wow.
The show's hard for me to watch. The show's very hard for me to watch.
It is a tough show to watch. I think that's one of those that you had to come to in a moment of your youth. I don't think you can come to it now as a more developed adult.
Nope. Same thing with South Park, which I will say that I started watching South Park when I was like 11. That's not okay.
Wow. That's a long time.
A long time ago.
As far as it's Sunny,
Holy
Danny
crap.
DeVito, he's always funny.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
for sure.
I
Always.
do love Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Who doesn't like Danny DeVito?
It's okay.
John.
Well,
With that,
DeVito,
It's so emotionally charged.
There's some
Danny-
things I want to say right now.
Is Danny DeVino his like vineyard owner alter ego where he
Yes.
Okay, good.
No, Divino is just the label name of his wine.
Yeah, perfect.
Is he in the Song of the Ravenlands? Can we go talk to him and bring
I
him
don't
to the
watch.
fight?
I
Oh my
don't
God.
watch anything
He'll
with
be
him.
like, I
so
started blasting.
Nick, we need a side quest where we just play viticulture.
okay, well, actually, Rumble Roar and I did a board game night last week where we played some viticulture. Nobody came besides Brian, but that. Yeah, Brian came. We played some really fun games. We almost had a perfect score on Hanabi. It was really fun. We'll do another one later.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you win at viticulture like you always do, you fucking cheater?
No, actually, I lost. If I had had one more round, I would have crushed Rumble Roar, but he beat me.
Good job.
Okay.
And it was his first time playing. It was impressive.
He's
Here in
pretty
the
good at
chat.
board games. He's got a lot of
Rumble.
practice.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay, so things around Belderland are a little chaotic right now. They just elected a new king, though that was expected. But what was unexpected was Solma's coup, raiding, marching down the city, taking out guards. Albeit they were mostly non-lethal. But they were pretty forceful and kind of taking advantage of the opportunity caused by the Onkeg, who at this point there are lots of chitinous bodies laying around, but most of the Onkeg have escaped to the surface and are skittering away. So people are a little tense, but most of the royal family and the Entrusts are kind of realizing that all the stress is over. Well, the stressful parts are over, and all that's left with the transition of power is the decision around which of the Entrusts get to stay and who is getting fired. Over the next day, let's see, where's my Belderland notes? Oh, here we go. Over the next day, it's discovered that Bromkey Brewbelly, the Entrust of Commerce, was in league with Solma and was planning on voting for her son, Trondeval. So he is kicked out, and they no longer have an Entrust of Commerce. Durbach, the Entrust of Belder, is just so over things, and she is retiring. She announces her retirement. Burwild, Gandaman's older sister, is made Entrust of Song, as Doldrin, the really old dude who helped you out by kind of countering the stone singing during the fight, is ready to retire and just wants to see Burwild come into power. Yeah. And that's about it. Just about everyone else gets to keep their job, either because they were loyal to Gandaman, or in the case, there's two cases of people who weren't really loyal. Thingrit Emberthane was the Entrust of Growth and wanted Regalda in charge, and that's because Thingrit wanted a woman in charge. Largely the rulership over the Belder land has been a boys' club, so she really wanted to see a woman in charge. But Thingrid is kept around because she's young, she's brilliant, and she is a woman, and that female voice is really important on the council. And finally, Gruer Anvilbrow, who supported Regalda, and they both were kind of going on shopping sprees. Regalda has been cut off. Gandaman promises that she's no longer going to be able to take money out of the family fortune and the city fortune, and Gruer Anvilbrow is now on a very tight leash. He's good at managing money, but he can be very selfish. And now he will be managed with both a carrot and a stick, says Gandaman. So you all will essentially be equipped for your journey home, however that looks. They'll set you up with food. They will repair any armor that was damaged by Onkeg acid. in the case of Merrick, you had like really special armor, right?
Yes. I had plate armor that we took off Brother Bishop
Yeah. So
that had a higher rating of armor than normal plate.
yes. So that one, they're going to need to keep for a while to repair, but it will definitely be ready before, like, by the time they come to the hollows to get ready for the attack.
Okay.
So
I'm going to leave it on me and unequip it.
yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine.
And they give me something to replace it, even if it's something simple.
Yeah, you'll get whatever you want, essentially. I don't have plans for any combat, so unless you all get yourselves into trouble, I'm not worried about it.
Alrighty.
Okay. Are there any scenes anyone wants to have with each other, with any NPCs, before you head on out?
I leveled up.
Oh, sick. Yeah, let's go over level
Someone
ups.
else did that too. I know Andy did.
John, why don't you take us away with level up
All
stuff?
right. Wick has leveled up. In the combat that pursued, a little bit of his mind either snapped, unlocked, or just was discarded. He, in that moment of realizing that he's alone, just with his shadow demon dragon that he has bound to him, the beautiful, loving Schnitzel. He looked at all of his friends who dithered and dallied while he alone fought Onkex to protect the citizens of Belderland. And realizing that he's the only reason everyone was still alive, not because he protected them, but because he killed the enemy, Wick has become what is known as merciless. Oh my god. Additionally, he gained 1 more point in intelligence, and now is probably the smartest creature known to man at 16 hit.
I'm sure.
True.
So this is not going to show up if I switch the scene, so I'm just going to read it. Merciless, when you deal damage, you just deal an extra d4. That's awesome. You're even more of a machine than you were.
Never mind, I'm bloodthirsty.
Oh,
That's the
bloodthirsty.
upgrade.
Oh, okay. So this is the upgraded version of Merciless, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So note that you have to remove Merciless to get that, I believe.
Yeah. Merciless no longer is affected. It just gets replaced.
Perfect. All right. An extra d8. That's nuts.
Sure.
All right. Cool.
He also learned a spell. I don't know if we care about it right now.
Okay.
That's it. That's
All
I
right.
got.
Andy, you also leveled up?
Yes, I did. I was trying to bring up the stuff. Do you know an easy, quick way to get like all of the spells put in that I should now that I'm a cleric level
I can
7?
take care of that for you.
Okay. Because I also don't have the cleric level 5 or
Oh, shit.
3
Okay.
spells
I'll work
either.
on that right now.
I took only 1 because I thought I only got 1 when I leveled up. I realized I add the full roster.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I just added words at the end speaking because I want to talk to objects. Sounds fun.
Sick.
But I'll take the rest if I can take it.
Yeah.
I added the upgraded version of Viper Claw, which is now Viper Fangs.
Ooh, what's that
So
do?
my backhanded weapon gets a 1d8 additional to the damage instead of a 1d4.
Okay, so basically the same thing as Wick's upgrade.
Yeah, so it was a 1d4 and now it's a 1d8.
Perfect. Okay.
And then what do I subtract from my XP once I level up?
You subtract 7 plus your current level, so but not your new level, if that makes sense.
Yes, so I have 2 now.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then sorry, you're working on the spells question, or you want me to? Okay, because I can find it. Oh, thank you.
Seeing. Oops.
Then I did want to potentially have a scene making a new bow since Barrigal destroyed my old bow. Dick.
Yeah, this is your second bow you've broken?
No, only broken one. My hunter's bow.
Oh.
Bow that I made for myself in the wilds as a child escaping the fawn.
Oh, I thought I broke a second bow of yours. Maybe that was someone else's weapon.
No, you thought you were just destroying something I didn't care about.
Why is it adding double?
Yeah, you.
What the hell? Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, so, well, I wanted to ask you, as our dungeon master, is the chitin from the Onkegs, like, is it a good material for making a bow? Is it strong but flexible?
It is very strong, and in some areas it is flexible, so I'll need some sort of check to harness this.
Well, I wanted to, work with an armorer, and also the Yeti butt hair that I found. I want to combine that and some other special things that are down here in the Belderlands to make a new bow with the help of one of the expert armorers.
Okay. Give me, let me see here. Is there any kind of, like, crafting roll?
Oh, don't I have to add a number to one of these stats as well since I leveled up?
Oh, yes. Please increase one stat by 1.
And I increase my charisma so that I have fewer utterly failed charisma checks.
Nice. Did that increase the modifier?
Nope.
Oh, well, you can assign it somewhere else if you want.
No. I got to build it up somehow, right?
I think the break point is 12 or 13.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Everything else is at least +1, so.
Yes. 13 gives you the +1, 15 the +2,
Yeah.
18 the +3.
Oh, 16 is the +2. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, 16, 18, yeah. Or 13, 16, 18.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a intelligence check, Basil, to harvest some material and craft a new weapon that will be effective. That is an 11. Let's see if stream can see that now. They can see just the roll 11. Okay. So you are able to craft a bow out of this chitin. It's very shiny and is very pliable and very powerful. The chitin is kind of like a fiber almost, or like a... Is chitin a fiber? I don't actually know.
Isn't chitin similar to like what you grow in your fingernails?
It's like a calcium.
Yeah, it is an
cartilage.
insoluble fiber found in fungi, mushrooms, yeast, blah, 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 shells, crustaceans, and insects. Okay. So it is a very, very tough fiber. So go ahead and describe what this bow looks like with the Yeti fur.
I guess I bring these materials, some of the chitin shells, to the armorer, and as a prince of their land, and kind of throwing around Gandaman's clout a little bit. I asked them to make a new bow for their prince, and they work, and Chives hangs out by the armorers to oversee and potentially lend some sort of, unperceivable energy to it, and the result is a combination of shell, fur, and leaves, like some sort of decomposing thing you'd find in the woods, in the shape of a bow that has like mushrooms growing on it, and it makes a terrifying, ghostly when it fires. So.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna add some stats to a new bow on your sheet here. What is the name of this bow?
Just say the chitin Yeti bow.
Okay, we'll just call it that for now. Go ahead and remove the Yeti butt hair from your gear.
Yup.
Okay, so it is 1 weight. It deals 1 extra damage, and then...
Oh, Did I just delete it?
No, I'm
You and I
still
were working at the
still
same
creating
time.
it.
Oh, okay.
When you get a 10 plus using... Oh, wait, it did delete it. Whoops.
My bad. I won't touch anything. Although my Red Runner ensign is now duplicated. What are you doing to my character sheet?
Just leave them be,
I'm
Andy.
creating this bow.
Near, far, wherever you are. What song is that?
My heart will go on.
Is it?
It's Celine Dion.
Yeah, Celine Dion.
Okay.
Fair.
By the way, I was gonna say you're working my character sheet. I just learned the origin of that expression.
Which expression?
Bork.
Bork?
Bork?
Like
Yeah.
B-O-R-K?
Broken?
Yeah, it's in like sabotage, screw up, like make it not make sense.
Oh, like, you borked that roll.
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
It's Robert Bork, who was a Supreme Court nominated judge and was subject to basically a massive political assassination of his character. And they screwed up any chances of him ever having a career moving forward. And they introduced this phrase that you heard calling it borking somebody, referred to assassinating their character on a national political scale.
Rip.
Okay.
I need to introduce this word into my vocabulary.
Look up Robert Bork.
Good
Okay.
night, Alphany. Merrick, do you have things to do?
Really quickly, I want to describe what this bow does, because it's really sick. So it is... it gives you +1 damage on attacks, and if you manage to roll a 12 plus using this bow in combat, you may explode your arrow, taking -1 ammo to use Metal Hurlant.
Ooh. Oh wait, did you also use the violin? Or I can get Metal Hurlant through more than one object now.
You can now get Metal Hurlant if you roll a 12 plus with this bow.
So, okay, that sounds awesome. But the other question I have is, to get Metal Hurlant with the violin, I need chives around. It's part of the move that I got Metal Hurlant through. So do I need chives to unlock Metal Hurlant with this bow as well?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You may explode your arrow while resonating with chives. Bleat.
It hits this really specific note when you hit really good through the airflow.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Basically, if you roll 12 plus, the arrow is resonating in the air. Chives can bleat and resonate with it and form a pattern which causes it to explode. Okay. Cool.
All right, I'm officially hot.
Nick,
Thank
that
you.
bow is rolling a D8 +1.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. Is that the damage?
That is the damage.
Gotcha.
Because I accidentally
It'll be a
clicked the
volley.
bow rather than
Yeah,
volley.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, so it's when I click volley that'll unlock as an option?
No, if you
I
click
feel like
if you click the bow itself in your character sheet, it'll roll damage for the bow.
if it's rolling a D8 +1, I can't possibly roll a 12.
The D8 +1 is the damage roll, not the attack roll.
The volley
Okay.
is the D6 roll.
Correct.
Got it.
I'm being
Thank you.
confused.
No, that cleared it up. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God, Merrick, your sheet is just insane. Okay. What does anyone
What
else?
am I sheet?
I don't know. I just was poking around. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do?
Cacophony wants a fucking sword or something with piercing damage because her daggers are garbage.
Okay.
Good choice.
Where do you go looking for one?
Got the coin. The lower levels, as far as I can go, if we're allowed to go down there, if any of them are still
Yes,
standing, because I imagine that's where the lower echelon have the best gear.
Yeah, the lower class, they've got the best shit here. And so are you talking to a merchant, or are you asking like one of the people you know?
I think I want to look for a merchant, but I want to look for someone who has like the deadliest, nastiest, gnarliest looking like swords and knives on them, and I'm gonna be like, "Where did you get your shit?" I would very much.
Everyone
like to buy
will
some
answer,
of those.
"Oh, I made this." Of course.
Then can I commission someone to make some super awesome gear for me
Yes, you can.
if I find something that I really, really like?
Yeah, if you find someone's stuff that they really like, you can commission them to make you something, but it won't be ready until the battle. Shadow, Merrick recommends the dueling rapier, which is +1 piercing. It is precise, which I believe means, what's the tag precise mean?
You can use dexterity instead of.
Oh, perfect.
Well, then yes,
You have to
perfect.
slash.
And
That's
it is,
the guy.
but it is 2/8, which is weird for a. Oh, it's a rapier.
Rapier?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, rapiers are thin and light. I don't know why it's 2/8. Probably just to make it different than a
Because you're
rapier.
supposed to stab people as if it were a stake rather than a foil which slashes. And,
Oh, okay.
There.
So it is thicker than a foil.
yeah.
Gotcha. That's what I always think of in like D&D and Dungeon World when they say rapier is like a fencing foil.
It's basically a big bayonet.
Okay. Yeah.
They had these back in the day.
Yeah. So
I think she does want to commission somebody. Like, I think she sees somebody who's like just deadly, nasty, gnarly looking, like just gritty looking, and she sees their knives and she's like, I would very much like to commission something sharp and pointy from you. But in the meantime, I think she is gonna find a merchant and like stock herself up with something that can actually do some damage until she can get her knives.
the dueling rapier will be 50 coin.
You got it, my man.
And if you want me to make something fancy for you, we'll have to talk later. Or you'll have to tell me what you want, and it'll be a couple weeks.
Something that you can cut yourself just by looking at it. Like, that's what I want. I want something like deadly and sharp and precise.
What do you want it to look like?
Ooh, that's a great question. Like, if death were a blade. Death personified.
Huh.
Death blade sonified.
What
I don't
is, if I may ask, what does death mean to you?
know. Well,
Person without a soul, what death is.
so yeah. I mean, part of me wants to say peace, but obviously I don't want to deal peace to the creatures that I'm killing. I want them to suffer horribly. And then find peace, obviously. But I don't know. Something that will instill fear into the hearts of whoever looks at it.
Look, I'm an artist. I'm gonna need specifics, or you're just gonna get what you get. Like, it's like getting a
And you make
tattoo.
it
You
look
just
like-
wanna say like, yeah, you just give me something that looks like death.
Can you make it look like my feathers? Like my inky black, amazing, beautiful crow feathers?
Yeah, I can do that.
Then that's what I want. I
All
want
right.
it to look like it's an extension of my own wing.
His eyes like get big and wide. He's like, okay, I can work with that. That'll be another 50 coin up front and 50 upon delivery.
Okie dokie.
And then another 30
Oh.
if you want next day delivery.
Does this man have some teleportation homing spell?
Must be.
That's
I'm like
that is actually worth
115
30
right
coin.
now. So
I know a stone singer that can just move stuff underground. You know, just tell me where you
that'd
want
be
it.
dope. Yeah. All right. That sounds fine. Let's
I'm
do
kidding.
that.
I'm kidding. He'll deliver it to you. But yeah, this will cost you 100 coin to make.
Totally fine.
50 now, 50
actually
later.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Wick, for all that coin.
Welcome.
Okay, who else?
I think Merrick would go to the on-trust of what's the deity in Belderland?
Of huge.
Of
Here,
huge.
I can move us back over to that map.
Wonderful. I would go talk with Blessed Shield, the on-trust of huge, and ask him if he has any divine relics that he could possibly bequeath to us for this upcoming battle.
A relic of huge. What use would you have with it?
Anything that taps into the gods. Things of divine power, things that could help turn back demons.
Turn back demons. Hate to break it to you, we haven't had to deal with demons for, well, since the wars. That was before my time. I can take a look, but we don't really just hand these things out. Is there something you can offer in exchange?
Rate him very low on coin.
Whoa.
Seems to all reside with other members of my group. What about potions of healing? Things to mend the body and the spirit.
I feel like you're gonna need those more for your battle than anything I might offer you.
That's fair.
This is where I should have just had like a list of magic items ready to just hand you all when you just literally ask for them. He will hand you what will he hand you? Not that, not that. He'll hand you 5 iron picks. Or, like ice picks. Not like a, what am I thinking? Like a railroad spike.
Iron
shorter.
spikes. Is this the item that we had before?
No, these are shorter, like climbing spikes. And they're made of steel, not like wrought black iron. These are like steel.
Pittons?
Yeah, like a piton. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
I'll study them and ask, what do these do?
These will fortify the ground upon which you stand. Think of it as canceling out any stone singing. I'm not sure why you would need it, especially as the stone singers are going to be backing you up, but you never know.
Yes. Is there something you're not telling me? On trust.
No, he's being genuine. He's like, I don't know what you could do with these, but this is what I got. And he just like closes a drawer that's just like chock full of them.
Take one, leave one.
We place these in infrastructure that we don't want to accidentally move with stone singing. Some of our younger stone singers working at moving the city and rebuilding, shifting things around. Sometimes they make mistakes. So these were designed a couple decades back to ensure that none of our foundation or structural pillars of the city are touched.
All right, I thank you for your kind gift. Any that I have remaining after the battle, I will return.
No rush.
Okay.
Consider them a gift.
Any potions of healing?
You know what? I've got plenty of these. I don't need anything in exchange.
Thank you kindly, as I have very little to give. And I will like to accept one for each member of our party, so we all have one in case we need to cure an ability in the middle of this combat. Does anybody have a potion of healing on their sheet? I know some of us.
I'm sorry. I thought you were offering him potions of healing.
Oh hell no!
Because he asked for something in exchange, and you said potions of healing, so I misunderstood. Sorry.
No, he asked for something in exchange for the iron spikes. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything to give. I have
okay.
no coin. I have 9 coin on me.
I thought you were offering me potions of healing in exchange, which is why he said, like, no, you should keep those for the battle.
No, potions of healing is what I was hoping for. I've got enough bandages to cover my team, and I don't think I need a weapon. And if he doesn't have any holy relics that can do cool stuff, then I'm fine in battle with my spells.
He has 1 potion of healing to offer you.
Okay, I will take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Say, Merrick, you need some cash?
Yeah, I could totally use some, unless you think you have better use for it. Maybe take some of that chitin and craft it into armor. You and Cacophony took quite a beating in the last battle.
Did.
All right, I gather the team after a day of us meditating and whatnot, chilling, relaxing. Team, what's the plan? I'm planning to ask your dad, Basil, to give us an envoy so we can take him to the Hollows.
I'm sure he'll be amenable. He owes us a lot at this point. We secured his leadership. He was already on our side. Won't be difficult to convince him.
Okay. I have faith in your father. Are you planning to stay here for a time?
No, I want to return to the Ravenlands and make sure preparations are underway.
Okay.
And honestly, some absentee mystique will lend itself to my future clout here as a leader.
It would probably do the opposite if you wish to become king. You should be seen.
You let me worry about the politics.
I stare at the man who's been living in the woods for all of his life. Nod my head. You do you, bud. We ready to get on out of here? I got things to do.
What things are you planning on doing?
Don't worry about it.
Does it involve a trip back to the Hollows?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
gotta
like we should
drop
go
the
there.
envoy off.
Yeah, I think we should all go there and check on the preparations.
Okay.
And let us know if you need help. I'm content. I'm ready to move.
Cacophony. Got any final business?
No, I got my weapons. I'm happy. We got what we came here for, which was the support of these fine folks. And we know that they're gonna join us in battle, which really, I mean, what more could we want? So no, I'm happy. I'm happy with where we're leaving things right now.
Okay. Let's go talk to Basil's dad.
Really do. Hey, Nick, before we do that, do I need to do a commune to reset all my spells?
Yeah, but
Okay.
that can have taken place anytime in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
Like, so...
You're gonna give me a successful commune.
Yeah,
Got it.
basically, if we have any downtime, I just basically assume that Merrick and Wick have been doing that, just rotating their spells. So I trust you to do that as well. Although before the final battle, I'm that is the one time I'm gonna just check on, like, what are you all memorizing or preparing.
Very fair.
Cool.
All right. So you head all the way down to the bottom. You are, greeted at the palace and escorted to the throne room, where Gandaman is busy. Just like there's literally like lines of stewards and people like trying to like get him to sign forms and agree, like authorize things. It's like a couple entrusts just like skip the line with their fast passes because they're entrusts. And the guard that like leads you in basically points straight ahead to where the entrusts are, and he like encourages you all to skip the line as well.
We give him a reassuring pat on the shoulder. And go talk to Gandaman. There we go. I remembered the name finally.
Yeah. He just like pushes away the steward he's talking to. Ah, my son and his friends. Welcome. What can I do for you on this fine day?
You want to send an envoy to the Hollows? We're about to head on out, Chief.
I certainly can. I was planning on providing you with a rocky talkie. so that we could communicate back and forth and plan. Have you seen anything like this before?
Unfortunately, yes.
That was it. Never even used.
Ah, those orcs. They're always trading for things. They traded for many things back in the day, and they always just store them in their grand library and let them collect dust. I will be sure to communicate with you or whoever is planning the strategy.
At his mention of dust, I look around and mutter under my breath, you know we're literally underground right now, right?
Ah, but do you see any dust around here? It's pristine!
So about that envoy.
Oh,
I gratefully accept the Rocky Talkie.
what use do you need for an envoy?
Do you not wish to have a representative during the battle planning in advance?
That's what the Rocky Talkie is for.
You will be attending virtually our battle planning.
Yes, I am.
Can you see with this thing?
No, but
We're gonna have maps. Are
We will need
It would be
Look, if you don't want a guy, you don't have to have a guy. We want to just
Strategist.
wing it.
I will send Physic Earthfinger and Trust of Arms.
there you
That's
go.
Basic, let's go, bud. Pack your shit. We're leaving.
We will escort him safely to the Hollows and make sure that your part to be played is well planned.
Thank you, son. She will certainly have many opinions and ideas. She's been around a long time and was around during the first Altar Wars.
We're glad to have her then. I offer to shake the king's hand.
He'll take it and shake your hand.
Okay.
He'll shake all of your hands and give Basil a big hug with a big ol' squeeze.
We share a hug and a squeeze, and Chives comes up and nuzzles his arm.
He'll pat Chives on the head, arm over your shoulder, and say, "I can't wait to fight beside you on the battlefield." If I could have a moment, Basil. Good to see you all. And he kind of like waves you all off, and he kind of waves off the steward that he shoved aside and has been patiently waiting. And he pulls you aside and he says, "So, do you know if your mother will be there?"
She has committed to assist in our cause. I must warn you, I don't know how well a reunion might go between you two.
All right.
But I'm sure after a fashion she would be happy to see you. Do you plan to fight alongside her once again?
Well, I'll have my own people to lead, but if her company wishes to fight side by side with ours or among us, I would gladly welcome it.
I give him a knowing look and say, how would your wife feel about you fighting alongside an ex once again?
He doesn't even know how to answer that.
Maybe we'll keep you on separate parts of the battlefield. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure we can have a touching lost mother, lost father, lost son moment at the end of the battle.
All right, that sounds wonderful. All right, well, I'll see you in a month's time.
Sounds good. Enjoy your new leadership and make sure you still make time for your son and your wife and all of this.
Sure. And you head towards the door. There are other, stewards that come up and talk to him. And you, as you're closing the door or like turning the corner, you just hear him yell for, "I need to speak with Physic it's Earthfinder. Physic Earthfinder right away before she leaves." All right. Okay. So, you all are ready to depart then. What is your mode of transportation?
Mitzel, my lovely companion.
Of course.
Boy.
All right.
He's so beautiful. Look at this beastie. Look at this boy.
All right.
He's a beastie boy.
You all will be elevated up to the surface to save you the trouble of walking, or maybe you just bring down Schnitzel. Schnitzel's now, been seen in the city, and people, there's at least, rumors in the upper strata of like what the fuck's going on, but the guards don't seem to mind, although they keep a watchful eye on Schnitzel. But you all can take off from down here if you like.
We fly with Thick.
Okay. Thizik looks deeply uncomfortable, riding in the very middle, and is... this is my first time flying. In fact, I've never jumped at ground level before, so this... Oh! And you take off.
We fly.
All right. Can I get a 1d6 encounter check from someone, please?
I gotcha.
Go for it.
4.
Oh shit. Okay.
What'd you do, John?
As you all are
What did you do?
flying over the mountains, you can see the ridges of all the mountains by Whaler's Hold and the hollows in the far distance. And most of you are keeping an eye on the horizon where your home and the oppressive city held by the Rust Brothers lays in wait for you that you will assault in a month's time. But one of you is looking straight below. Maybe it's Thizik trying not to get too sick. But you see blood mist moving down below. There's just a cloud of blood mist moving in a valley. Just gliding across the surface of the earth.
Like, how big of a patch?
Not very big, like a small fog cloud. Like no bigger than like 15 by 15 feet.
It's like a solitary demon just out for a walk, or
It's mist. It is just a patch of red mist.
We've seen patches of
That was all of you at once, one at a time. Shannon?
Sorry. Didn't you say that there were demons in the mist?
I said
Or
that
creatures of some kind.
when you all were being like attacked by them, you saw figures. Yes.
So it could just be that there's just a solitary figure in the mist.
No,
out for a
you
stroll.
just see mist.
It's very small. If it's 15 by 15, it's the size of just like 2 minivans parked next to each other. Like, it's tiny.
Yeah.
Like, is it following us? Is it moving in a different direction?
No, it's just gliding like perpendicular to your path. Brian, did you say something?
We've seen patches of blood mist before. We were out in a desert where we were being chased back into a portal. Is it the same size as those, or is it bigger?
Roughly, they vary in size. And like you all have seen them throughout your life, through windows, maybe on the horizon, and they've almost always only been seen at night. So this is a little irregular. I mean, it's irregular to see blood mist because everyone thought they were gone. And this is the first time you've probably seen one in the Ravenlands. You saw one on another or many of them on another world, but here's one here in the Ravenlands. And it is daytime, which is also unusual.
Does Schnitzel breathe fire?
I breathe fire.
Do we want to
Dealing with this now?
I can fly by it and cast fireball, but I honestly am kind of ambivalent to this whole situation. I'm not kidding. I got things to do, guys.
All right.
Izig, who we told not to look down, who then immediately looked down and got scared of heights and hasn't looked away, who noticed the blood mist, is it headed towards anything? Like, is there any village or anything in its path right now that Izig can see?
No, you all are in the middle of nowhere.
Let's skip it.
We have more important things with our time.
We do.
We fly.
Okay.
I speculate that this is another byproduct of Vale's bullshit.
Possibly.
All the more reason to get those weapons you guys ordered and stop using the Baylor ones. And
Okay.
then I put my hand on Wick's shoulder. Say, fly forward. Leave it there for an extra second after I say
Get your
go.
fucking hands off me. I'm flying. This requires concentration.
Distract the front.
You're reaching over like 6
God.
people right now.
Chives nibbles at your finger.
Fucking deck. I'm just gonna start fighting people in the cockpit. I don't care.
All right.
All right. We make it to the hollows.
Yeah. As you fly over Whaler's Hold, can everyone make me a wisdom check, please?
We're flying directly
Why are we
over
flying
those
over Whaler's
Oh,
Hold?
are you avoiding Whaler's Hold then?
I mean,
mean,
yeah, we don't want them
yeah.
to know we're flying around on a fucking dragon. right?
Okay, so you do like a low pass around some mountains to avoid detection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Whatever route we took to get to Belderland,
All
right?
right, yeah.
All right. Give me, John, a Defy Danger Dex, please.
I would love to do that as soon as I open my character sheet.
If I'm sitting still on Schnitzel's back, can I camouflage at all?
No.
That's a 12, baby.
That is a 12. Wonderful. You do, some very intricate weaving and dodging through some mountains, like using the most effective path you think to avoid any potential spies or scouts. You can never be sure, but you're confident that you've avoided as much as you possibly could have, and minimized your risk. You are greeted as you all arrive at the Hollows.
Wings flapping down slowly as we strike the earth.
Yeah, they're you can hear the alert bell go off as you arrive, and basically the protocol for flying demon attack gets enacted. And you just you Wick probably just shout at them it's me, stand down. And they because none of them have seen this beast before, I imagine.
Yeah.
Because I think you leveled up and got this after you left. So word spreads quickly throughout the town that Schnitzel exists and is friendly, ?
I'm around, he is.
Yeah. And you're greeted.
I'm sure
Is it?
Izzy
Welcome to the Hollows.
dives for the ground as fast as she possibly can.
Oh yeah, it's before Schnitzel touches the ground, she dives off and belly flops on the ground. Okay.
I offer to help Izzy calm down from her journey with a fresh gin and make my way towards Cedric's shed.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right. So you all have returned. While you all have been away, a lot of preparations have been underhand. There are a number of other envoys present at the Hollows from, let's see here, from, well, now you have Thisik from Belderland. You have Plum and Palm from Galler Hall, who is the curator of war. You have, who else? Probably Dank Dew is here from the elves, representing both the Golden Bough as well as the Red Runners. Who else do we have as allies right now? Let me see. We also would have, the Merry Magpies are here.
Yay.
Our Raven friends.
Hogue Marystone.
Oh yeah, well Hogue lives here now, so that's good.
Yeah,
And of course Torvald is here, and Rick Moss they're still very chummy and doing lots of planning. As you approach the Moss family kitchen, you find that Dola and Cedric have been dealing with a ton of logistics of feeding armies. They've been paying the farmers out of the
Schluters.
the Moss, the Schluter family especially. They're kind of the head of all the farmers, but they've been paying all the farming families a ton of money out of the Moss family funds, extra to just grow extra crops. They've been rallying townsfolk to help like craft supplies and like get out in the fields and do extra work. The current cohort of Agoge fighters, the up and coming Grave Wardens, including Lynn, they've been on sort of like an accelerated schedule. Much like in our pandemic, a lot of like doctors and lawyers and many other professions have basically got cranked out and kind of accelerate. For example, like Patty didn't have to take the bar exam. Washington State, the state legislature voted to just like let graduates be approved to have passed all the bar requirements, the bar exam specifically, so that they could start practicing law. And there was a lot of stuff that happened in the medical field as well to kind of accelerate people. So those who like John, tell me, is there some sort of like final test of the Agoge, or like what is nearing the end of the Agoge and quote unquote graduating look like?
I honestly don't think you graduate. I think you just don't need to have as many responsibilities, which is different. So like someone who is training wouldn't be able to like get married until they hit a benchmark of like martial prowess or prove themselves in some like champion way. And then, you know, they still show up for like the every other week to like train and do stuff and be physically active.
Okay. So you just kind of hit a point where your training doesn't become your entire life anymore.
Yeah. Once you're at like the stable point of, okay, this guy can fight in formation and teach the next generation, he's good.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you meet with those who are teaching this current cohort of fighters, and maybe you stop by when Lynn is training. It's very apparent that Lynn is top of their class, top of this group. Their ability to mix in magic with their swordplay just makes them an incredibly effective fighter, though their technique is least like any Grave Warden that any of you have ever seen come out of the Agoge. Lynn is mixing a lot of like flight-related magic with their swordplay. So quick dashing, kind of like a long strider spell to be able to move really quickly, and then like kind of gliding through the air. From what you can tell, this looks like a huge mix between Cacophony's fighting style and Wick's. You know, weaving and diving around using a huge sword. But then when they're allowed to switch up to any weapon they want to use and kind of like free spar, Lynn prefers using knives and short swords, and seems to move even quicker.
I look at Cacophony sporting her new dueling rapier. She's still got some things to learn, huh?
I'm so proud.
I need to go talk with Rick, the patriarch.
Okay, is anyone else going to go talk with Rick, or do you want this to be a one-on-one scene?
I don't care if people show up.
Okay.
I'm gonna come with.
That would probably be where I would head as well, to learn of news, but I'll let Wick take the lead.
Might as well.
Okay.
Full team.
We head by coolly, as if we always were here this entire time. No hubbub. We enter the kitchen. We kick down the door to where Rick is.
Wick, Merrick, Basil, Cacophony, you're back. Well, I guess I heard the bell and it quickly stopped, so I figured something had happened, but good to see you. You're here a lot earlier than I expected.
We flew.
Magic?
Yep.
Well, glad to hear your abilities and talents are improving. That or Cacophony's strength is 3 times greater than what I thought it was.
It is.
I'm not.
Anyway, we're here to... how's things going?
Good.
I gotta go soon, but I want an update before,
Yes, we've been doing a lot of scouting of Whaler's Hold and the Rust Brother forces, and lots of preparations have been underway. We've been communicating with the envoys who've arrived thus far, and we are beginning to build a strategy, though there isn't much strategy to consider. Whaler's Hold is kind of tucked into the mountainside. You know, the city, kind of subterranean and large mountain walls, very steep surrounding it, make it a frontal assault one of the only effective options. That or stone singing tunnels to try and catch them by surprise, but we expect that they've made special preparations for that and are not considering it at the moment.
Well, that makes things simple, though.
Yes, they seem to have abandoned the fort to the southeast. Whatever we call that fort, the Lashed Keep, seems to have been abandoned. Many of the demons that were arriving into our world from a portal to the south seem to have been picked up by the Rust Brothers. It was too late before we realized we should probably head down with some platoons and slaughter them. And they seem to be amassing large forces of demons and undead in and around the city.
See. No sign of the god?
Of Rust? No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it to my very capable and trustworthy companions to figure out what else they need to do. As I said, I got a thing to do. So,
anything?
Take care, grandfather.
You too, Wick. Is there anything we should be aware of?
I leave.
That was odd.
I give him a slightly more comprehensive report of our different diplomatic visits
Of course.
and how they went. And I also put the door back up on the hinges that Wick kicked down.
I was gonna do that too, actually.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what is Wick up to? Do you...
I looked at him.
He's become a bit of a loose cannon. A little unhinged over time, but
What?
still the greatest weapon we have against our enemy.
That is true.
Are you prepared to deal with it if anything should come up that threatens us or our victory?
He certainly is.
I'm asking. You'll smile.
I'm prepared for what is necessary.
Very well.
But maybe you should talk to him before we leave, as if he might stay in battle.
I look out the window. Is Schnitzel already up in the air and flying?
Yeah, sure. Oh, no, wait. I need to get Kavan.
Wow, you said his name right. I'm so proud, John.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to him that I've recently had a rapprochement with my parents, and try and not very subtly tell him that he should have a heart-to-heart with his son.
Wick is my grandson, but...
Or your grandson, sorry.
Yes. Perhaps if there's time. We do have a month after all. Very well. Well, if there's anything you need, definitely let us know. And if we can, with all of your special talents, our plan right now was to have each of you among the four forces, the four great armies that we're amassing. It looks like we'll need to spread out our groups across the battlefront in such a way to make sure that anything they throw at us, we are prepared to surround or meet. If there are any other additional armies you're able to recruit in the next month, there likely won't be room for them, given the path in front of Whaler's Hold.
Understood. What's our plan to approach? Are we going through the tunnels? through the mine that the dwarves have scattered, or are we marching across the land?
We will be marching across the land. We expect that any stone singing and tunneling will be met with special preparations. We know that they are able to harness subterranean demons as they used to invade the Hollows the last time, and we're very worried about protocols they have in place to deter and thwart any efforts to tunnel. But if you're able to somehow gather information to confirm or confirm the opposite of that, it would be greatly appreciated and open up our options.
What have you learned scouting-wise?
They have hundreds of undead being amassed, including the variant undead that have increased capabilities and strengths, and they have dozens and dozens of demons. Many of the undead and demons seem to be being gathered from all across the land, and even being imported from Alderstone, their capital city. It seems they know what we're planning and are making preparation for it.
Do you have any assets in the city?
Unfortunately, no.
Then perhaps we'll have to come up with something they can't think of.
It has been a bit of a logistical nightmare, but we're confident that we'll have all the supplies, food, weapons, armor, everything we'll need to defeat the army of undead and demons and Rust Brothers and breach the city. Though we're not sure how many Rust Brothers they're sending to reinforce the city. I'm worried that we won't be able to deal with them on top of all the undeads and demons that will be on the battlefield.
We will see.
Yes. Anything you can do to help or prepare, best of luck. Let me know if there's anything you need. Is there anything else? Cacophony?
I was going to say, I want to chat with Merrick and see how he contacts his god, because I want to see if I can get like a direct line of communication to Raven. Although I feel like he's already listening, but like, so like if they're amassing undead and I have this Undertaker thing, is that something that I can use in the battle, like to a larger scale to like clear the undead from the field? And I mean, they're just bodies, right? Like there's no spirit there that I can like vanish, or did they jam a spirit down inside of a body to like animate it? Like, I guess I'm just kind of like, is that something that I can use?
Like, what do you know as a Reaper?
Yeah.
So you're trying to understand how their necromancy works and if you're going to have any power on the battlefield.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I want to know if that's something that I can do.
Merrick, you've got your book from Gorthank, and you're also a cleric. Do you want to roll aid or interfere to help Cacophony with a spout lore?
I would love to.
Okay. That is a 4.
I don't think I'm much help. Unfortunately, Gorthank's diary talks about the kin of the Ravenlands, but not necessarily about the connections to the gods.
Sure. All right, Cacophony, give me a spout lore. That is a 9. I will tell you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful. So you haven't really dabbled with your power yet, but your understanding from Raven is that you can interact with souls of the dead, or of the recently fallen, to help them move on. But he also said you'd be able to grow in your power.
I just need to start exercising that muscle.
Yeah, basically. Water it and something will grow.
Well, if they're all... maybe we should find like a battlefield or something that's been recently vacated so I can practice my necromancy a little.
Oh, I know a place with plenty of old undead bodies that recently has been vacated. I keep to the southeast.
Oh, shit. All right. I need to practice.
Okay.
So maybe
I
that's
will accompany you if you wish to go, but there's something I want to do in town first. But cut to Basil. Go.
a show.
Yeah, Basil, what's up?
Does their intelligence about these like new variant undead, like how extensive is that? Do we know what kind of weaknesses these undead have? I'll ask a more specific question. Do they have a immune system? Could they be like
You're looking at your new spells, aren't you?
Yes. Could they be given a disease or poisoned in some way that could spread throughout them, or are they like undead and like inert?
What do you think, John? Like the Grey Wardens have been fighting the undead for decades and like over a century at this point.
The undead, historically in all fantasy, do not have immune systems because they don't need one. So
right.
The answer is yes, they don't have an immune system.
Right.
But because they don't need one.
Right. So give me here. Why don't you give me a spout lore? And Wick can also aid or interfere on this as well, because I have one thing in my head that could be useful.
I shall abstain. He has all the resources he needs in the town.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. So give me a spout lore. That's a 7. So they've never. Yeah, I mean, like with your understanding of disease, it attacks like organs and parts of the body, but necromancy is animating something that is physical, not giving it life. It is not actively using organs other than the fact that it has a physical form. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Out here trying to come up with a way to give like super horrible tetanus to a bunch of undead so they just lock up and turn to nothing.
It's based. That is actually super, super cool.
Okay.
All right. I need to kidnap Kavan.
All right.
My boy.
Yeah, he's still in his like jail hut. There's a guard. You say, "I'm here for the prisoner."
Get out of here, Sanchez. I need him.
All right, I'll be back in 5. Taking a smoke break.
No, I mean I'm literally taking him.
All right, I'll be back in 5. Taking a smoke break.
All right, cool. Come on! How are they treating you? It's been a month.
He strains to get up. Stretches.
Still peeling potatoes?
They've moved me on to peeling carrots.
All right. Well, no longer. I'm taking you off vegetable duty.
Oh?
Come with me. I opened the door.
He slowly shuffles out with you. It seems like he doesn't get out much.
I drag him to Schnitzel, holding his collar so he doesn't run away.
Oh.
Hi, honey.
That's a terrifying demon. Where'd you pick that up?
I made it. On to him. Hurry up.
He hesitates and climbs on with a shove.
Ah, my beautiful boy, Kavan.
What are we doing?
We're flying. And we whoosh, whoosh up into the air. And begin heading as if we're going to Galler Hall, but slightly south of it.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
Sure. I would love to roll you another 4. How about a 5?
You're flying in a completely... Oh, no. This is kind of the same direction, kind of. You can see off in the distance Melkar's house, that dwarf who is baking living things.
That's fine.
Living bread. Okay.
I mean, if we can hand wave us trading for sentient bread, I don't know.
I still want to have a scene with him.
Okay. Well,
We fly
you fly.
to the mountain. The mountain filled with mist, where we once met a beautiful creation.
Oh
A
my
creature of eldritch allure
Oh god.
and the same vices that I in real life have. How could I not fall for such a beautiful entity? I believe she doesn't even have eyes. Oh, floats around as a giant Goliath. Makes deals. Everyone's welcome at her table.
You
I want to go
arrive
talk to Hattie.
at Hattie's Hill. Let me check my map to see if, it would just be appropriate to open this up. All right, we'll just delete a couple of extra characters. All right, I'll move us over here.
Oh, Hattie. Look at that beautiful red eyeball. The whirling winds around them. The chest that has been caved open. The weird light / goop bleeding from her eyes. Much like I bleed from my own. Isn't that just a funny little coincidence?
Gross. So you arrive, and Kavan goes, "Are those demons free?"
They sure are, buddy.
Oh dear God.
I bring out my new character model.
Thank you.
Hattie!
Ah, Wick Moss. So good to see you. And who have you brought there to join me and my friends? There are, I haven't updated the number of demons on this map, but there are now like twice as many demons here.
Based.
Oh,
This is Kavan. He's a friend of mine. I rescued him from a cult.
That is a Rust brother.
No.
Oh, no,
He's
that's not. That's not
A Veiler's child. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you captured a Rust brother. No, that was
no,
during our world building, wasn't it?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Ah, one who worships a long-forgotten god. Welcome.
Hattie, speaking of a god, since you brought them up first, do you guys worship them? I don't know much about demon culture, but I've got some questions.
Well, what do you wish to know, Wick Moss?
How against you, or how do I phrase this correctly? Obviously, you don't care for the Iron Dudes, the Rust Brothers, correct? They enslave your kind? That's pretty rude of them.
Yes, they take us from our world, our worlds which we come from our homes, and they put us here under their leash.
Indeed. That is an injustice, and honestly a horrible, wretched thing. Do you guys have a way of getting back? Do you even want to go back? Are you here to stay? Is this your home now?
Some of my brethren, she looks around with her single eye at all the demons who are just like staring at you all with mostly blank expressions, which, I don't even know if you can tell that they're blank expressions just because like their anatomy is so much different than yours. Some of them have like resting bitch face. Some of them have resting blank face. Some of them look like they're ready to kill you. But
Good.
none of them seem tense at all. Some of my brethren say that there are portals out there in which there are other worlds where other demons come from.
There are. I've seen them myself in the elf lands, known as the Still Mist.
Oh, really?
Yes, creatures that look like myself in a obsidian hellscape nightmare.
And where is this still mist that the elves come from?
Well, that is up for trade. I know how much you love gambling, but I think we have enough of a working relationship to not need to roll dice, right? Why don't we do like a, you give, I give,
An exchange.
Yeah, trade, exchange. a barter, you know.
If we can find something mutually beneficial, I will agree, but what's the fun in that when the stakes are so low?
Indeed.
We'll see. What do you have to offer, Wick Moss? And what's your friend's name?
Kavan! Say hi,
Kavan.
Kavan. Say hi to Hattie, Kavan.
Kavan looks extremely uncomfortable.
Say hi to Hattie, Kavan.
Hi, Hattie. Hello, Kavan.
Hey, isn't he nice?
So polite.
He is. That's why I own him.
The demons grumble.
Indeed.
Many of them inch up towards the table.
The Fable table, if you would. Why is a fair
Someone drew that last time. I have no idea.
I think that might have been me. It was Andy would look nicer, so it had to be me.
All right. So here's what I want, Nick.
Yes.
I want a couple of things. I want an alliance with Hattie. I want her to be my friend, which, you know, look, I don't have any friends anymore. If that's not unique, my friendship, you got to admit.
Okay.
Like, favors, exchanging favors is nice and all, but friendship, what don't we do for friends? I would like to exchange that with Hattie, if she's willing.
What favors would you expect of me, and what favors would you be willing, like, what are you willing to do? Wait. She just wants to, like, an example.
Example, you know, like, if you're in danger, I'll come help you, drop of the hat, teleport there. And if I'm in danger, you may, you know, maybe not you yourself, because you're super important to me as a friend. But someone, anyone, everyone can come and join us in combat.
I can only speak for myself.
Oof.
But I am willing to agree to this as a wager. And if you win, yes, we will be friends. And we will do tit for tat favors for one another.
Hell yeah.
But if I win, you will owe me one favor.
Easy enough. The next thing that I want, I don't know if we're doing this one at a time. Demons have this problem of getting enslaved all the time. It's just a thing that keeps on happening. And, you know, honestly, I bet if they were left alone, they wouldn't do nearly as much damage as they currently are. So to reduce harm, I am offering you well, I hope, in theory, if I know how spells work, if a demon is already, like, written underneath a, like, contract of, you will work for this guy, they will become more resistant to enslavement from a different person. And I'm willing to offer my name as that in a contract, carte blanche for any demon of Hattie's faction or friends, and make them slightly more resistant to getting enslaved.
You wish to offer to... And she, like, lifts up her, like, 3 fingers and, like, lowers 2 of them in each hand in air quotes. Pre-enslave us, but leave us free to act of our own volition.
Exactly. Obviously, we can have a stipulation where you can just, you know, rip my heart out of my chest if I don't do that.
I can make this a literal bond. But in order for this to work, I need something in exchange.
Like what?
I will need this hill recognized as sovereign demon land by the kin of the Ravenlands.
I have large sway with several political bodies, such as your closest neighbor, the Orcs, who undoubtedly have made pilgrimage, we call it, through here. The Rust Brothers, of course, I can't speak for, but, you know, we're their enemy.
I do not need I would not
Your
trust a Rust
enslavers.
brother,
Yeah.
but it seems as though you are gathering allies. I wish for you to get their word and bond.
I can do that.
Very well. Now, shall we resolve this friendship matter?
True.
Okay.
I don't know if Patty can be phased or whatnot, but I do want to like psych her out in this role. I'm like, hey, you know, what if instead of just like friendship, we get married or something? You have a concept of that? Can she be sussed out a little bit here?
Give me a what's your role? Intimidate?
Defy danger charisma.
Yeah, give me defy danger charisma.
It sounds about right.
Yeah, that does sound about right with this character.
Oh, that's one.
Oh. You wish to be my mate? Is it?
Sure. With polymorph, anything's possible.
You're not sure, but you swear there's like 2 other red spots that form where her cheeks would be. Okay. Roll gamble on the special sheet.
Where is Gamble at?
I have it opened.
I don't.
The special moves sheet.
Oh, special moves. Thank you. Hey, John, in the bag of holding is this item. I don't think I have it. But I'm liking that, where that's going.
Oh my.
All right. So what am I rolling here? 2d6 plus anything?
You just click gamble.
Oh, fuck. All right, guys. We're praying. We're praying to our boys. Let's pour one out for the boys.
All right.
That's 9.
When you press your luck and gamble, roll plus nothing. -1 per opponent participating with their own bet. Well, there's just you and her. Before your roll, you may make an argument for using a certain skill if the GM agrees. Roll plus roll and say, oh, okay, you phased her. So this is a 10. This is a 10.
Okay.
So yeah, you used a skill. I agreed. It's a jackpot. You win the game. Collect coin as agreed upon and choose one from the list. So you need to choose one thing from this list. The high rollers have taken an interest in you and invite you to play a far more dangerous game. The game was rigged. Someone let you win for their own nefarious reasons. You attract the attention of whoever is running the game and they don't think it's luck or skill that allowed you to win. Or someone was trying to get one over on everyone. 1D. Okay. That's like the whatever you win is counterfeit or fake in some way.
Look, we're going big or we're going home, Nick.
The high rollers?
Hell yeah, I won the bet. I don't know what we were betting. Is this a friendship roll?
Yeah, so she agrees we will now be friends. Now, Wick, I suppose we should roll again to see if we will get married after all.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
You want to be married to me?
I unironically do. I think our alliance will make the stars bleed and the sky fall. And we will rule this world and eat the gods together.
Very well. If you should win this, then we will be married. And if I shall win, you will marry Radix instead. And you turn and look over to your left and see just the bony spine demon. And they're like... and their teeth chatter.
Radix, my boy. You don't understand. It's a win-win no matter what for me. I just want to keep psyching everybody.
All right. Roll gamble again at +1, and then we will move on from this ridiculous scene.
All right. +1, not plus stat. Where is it? Okay.
Oh,
All right,
oh,
my
you do
boys.
roll. Okay, sorry. Roll
Oh,
plus charisma.
you know.
You're right.
Okay. I just do that on my sheet.
You are aiding
This
Wick.
is the big one. Wick's lonely, guys.
God,
He's so
shut
sad
up.
and alone in this world. That's a 9.
No,
That's
it's not done. It's a 10.
It is a
Do you
10.
know why?
Wick
Why?
has
I
aided
got
you
tracked.
in the
I
chat.
aided you in chat to avoid piercing spines to your nether regions, because that just hurts.
My boy! My boy!
You actually forgot to write the word avoid piercing spines. It's just add aid Wick to piercing spines to his nether regions.
I can do that on my own, bud.
Okay.
We're not here to kink shame you. It's fine. Whatever you're into is totally.
Oh,
Honestly, I think it would have been even more fun if we had just cut away to Wick like rolling the dice. Like he rolls them and we cut away. And then we see, Schnitzel flying overhead, and on the back of it is Hattie, just like as big as the dragon.
I leave Kavan.
Oh, God.
Is Schnitzel flying with like a rope of barrels jangling off the back that says "just married" on them?
Hell yeah. It says it in
Yes.
all languages that the eye should not be able to perceive, but does.
Amazing. I'm
Okay.
picturing, like,
We
a
fly
never-ending
into the
story kind
twilight of an
thing.
eternal darkness.
I think
Okay.
a roll of thunder that sounds vaguely like church bells echoes across the Ravenlands.
Well, if the Rust brothers didn't know y'all were flying before, they do now. All right. Okay. Why don't? So when we get back from our break here, I would like to grant everyone a where's the move? A bolster. Everyone's gonna get a free bolster. So tell me how you personally are preparing for the battle. And then also I'd like to invite everyone to make an attempt on one sort of project like Wick has done. Well, Wick, you're gonna, because you wanna gather other demons, right? Not just Hattie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to make a demon strike force or
Okay, yeah.
entourage of myself.
So we'll have you all do some sort of personal preparation, and then one other thing that you're working on over the next month, and we'll also have other scenes that you want to have before the battle. But that's what we'll work on when we get back. We'll be right back in a few minutes. All right, we're back for a very interesting scene we're going to have here. In the call, we have Millman playing his Grim Streets of Alderstone character, Jeremiah. Welcome, Millman.
Hi.
So
For you guys, it's Skit, though.
Oh yes, you are known as Skit to these people. So this is taking place well into Jeremiah's future from the current timeline in Grim Streets of Alderstone. I'm sure.
As long as I don't die.
I mean, I think that's kind of implied at this point.
I got plot armor, yes.
You have plot armor now. So since we were waiting on others to come back, Wick, your new demon waifu, Hattie, encourages you to fly past the hollows, go way, way, way east, and asks you to land outside of the most massive city you've ever seen. It just overshadows all of the other cities you've seen. Belderland, it overshadows Gallerhall, and this is Alderstone, the capital city of the Alderlanders, the humans that worship Rust. It is absolutely enormous, sprawling miles and miles. You land outside the city, and she fiddles with some object that she says is sending a signal to someone she knows in the city, a demonologist, a demon binder, who she wants you to meet. And walking out of the city and joining you is this man in a very strange mask, who she introduces to you as Skit. And this rather tall demon, made of swirling black ink-looking body with a single red swirling eye, says, "Ah, Skit, so good to see you again. How are things going in Alderstone?
Not much has changed, but it's great to see you again.
Excellent. This is my new husband, to be Wick.
Greetings.
He has an interesting idea I was hoping you might be able to help us with. He wishes to bind several of us demons to him, but then allow us to walk free. We would be in need of many brands. That's what you call them? Yes?
Yes. And like you'll see me reach for like I obviously have my what's the word? My brander's coat on it, and I'll pull it aside and you'll see several looks like a branding iron, but the handle is longer and properly wrapped, and it's just got weird and wonderful shapes for a brand. I don't know if you've got them on hand.
I do not know. But yeah, they're very intricate. I mean, like, Wick, you would recognize this as it's a pattern, but it's very complex.
I can see it. I, a man of magic myself, appreciate the good rune and inscription. Skit before you, riding upon the back of a shadowy dragon that pounces down low so that Wick, a rather diminutive creature, somewhere between the height of a full-grown man and a dwarf, fey of nature, 2 bleeding eyes, hair that seems to be made of steel, wiry steel running down through it, all the way to his buttocks. He comes closer to you. He wears shovels for armor. He also has one great big sword on his hip, as well as a shield of shovel heads. May I look at your brand? I've yet to see it.
Sure. And I'll take my main brand off. I think I actually have an image for you. One moment, and I'll grab it for you, and I'll hand it to you. It is just iron worked. Let's see if I can bring it. Oh, there's too much crap in the Discord.
True.
I might be able to pull it up.
Oh yeah, I've sent you one. I've sent you the thing. It's in.
Yeah, I think I
Just scroll up in our DMs.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Shannon.
Oh,
Hey.
thank fuck. Hey, y'all.
You're just 2 swirling dots right now, though.
Yo, I don't know
That's
what's going
ascended.
on.
Okay.
You've left your corporeal form. You are now 2 blue dots, infinite on the internet.
Is it?
No.
thank you. That
Here,
looks
let me
so much better.
switch. I'm gonna switch views really quickly. The cams are gonna be kind of fucked, but
That's fine.
we can kind of see. This is one of the brands. This is like I think the most intricate pattern you've made in the current
Is it
time.
the big boy one?
Yeah.
I've only used it once, and that demon didn't live very long.
I see. Well, I wish for the demons to live.
Oh, that's my plan. No demon that I make is ever intended to die. It's just the first one I made happened to be slaughtered because apparently the person that I put it in was doomed to die.
Ah. You are possessing bodies?
Possibly acquiring the corpse, per se.
You can
Is
be quick with me. I don't care.
I forced the demon in his body. He deserved it.
I understand.
Oops.
Hattie, my beautiful girl, you were saying something.
Yes, Skit, would you be able to manufacture us many powerful brands so that Wick may offer this form of freedom to other demons that he described, that I described? Is this something you could do in the next month?
Easily. A month, more than enough time.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Jeremiah, you have no points in Tinker.
Nope.
Do you want to roll Tinker?
Yeah, let me bring it up. 2 seconds.
God.
All right. Why don't you? Do you have
We're
dice there?
crossing the streams.
Do you have dice there with you, Millman?
I have lots of dice.
Just roll me.
I have-
Just roll me 2d6, and just tell me the result over the air.
All right, we've
Roll
got a
that
candy
six,
corn one and a Cthulhu one. Okay.
And tell me what your highest die result is, because that's how Blades in the Dark rules work.
6.
You rolled a
On the
6?
candy corn. Yep, on the candy
Oh
corn,
my god!
baby.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Right there.
So you are provided over the next few weeks several brands that this skit guy promises you are very powerful. All that's left for us to do is to convince the demons to take part in this wick. And
Well,
then
with you at my side, anything's possible, Hattie.
the beauty of the brands is that you can simply leave them in possession of the demons themselves to protect. It would go a long way to guaranteeing that you won't be using your ownership over them, since the brands are required for most magic users to exert control and give orders.
It makes wonderful sense. I will be happy to fulfill all of my obligations as husband and ally to you.
Isn't he the best? And Hattie just puts like a huge arm around Wick and like looks at you, Jeremiah.
I don't know where you found this one, but he's very compliant.
I sure am. Oh, I'm a slut for authority. Now excuse me as I go and kill God. All right, peace out. We hop on our dragon and fly away.
Excellent. Thank you, Millman.
Jesus Christ, what have you signed me into?
Oh boy.
Alrighty.
All right,
Take care, Millman.
we'll see you on Saturday for Grim Streets of Alderstone.
Bye. Now I have plot armor. I'm very happy.
Bro.
Alrighty. Let us return to our questing. Shannon keeps disconnecting, but we'll try and persevere.
I'm trying, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
All right, let
This
me
is
close Grim Streets.
absolutely the fucking worst. Because every time I connect my video or whatever, I can see you guys, or like I'll pop up, and then it's like
Okay. You can just leave your camera off then if that is creating problems.
if you don't mind, I
fine.
apologize for that. And I do
fine.
look hella cute. I just, yeah, no, for real. It's a fucking nightmare, but
It's all good.
Thank you.
We'll deal with it. All right.
I even wore my red kimono tonight for the occasion.
Aw. Who would like to go first and describe either a project you're working on or like how you are bolstering yourself and preparing for battle?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Merrick and I were gonna go shuffle off to the southeastern tower, looking for dead bodies that I can practice my new bullshit on.
Okay.
We're going to travel to the Lashed Keep.
To the what?
A Lashed Keep in the southeast. The one that was abandoned by the Rust Brothers.
Yes. Okay, so you go to the Lashed Keep. You find that it is a completely abandoned fort. There's like barely anything left behind. It looks like the Rust Brothers picked everything up and left. They didn't leave any undead behind. Yeah. So what do you want to do here at the
dead
Lashed Keep?
bodies. Well, I wanted to try and send some freaking spirits off to
I
practice
see.
my power.
Okay. I mean, there's some corpses, but there's not animated zombies or undead here.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe that's something that comes with practice. So if there are corpses, I mean, are any of their spirits still attached to their corpses that I can, like, kind of shove off and just, because I really want to use the Undertaker.
Yeah. So Undertaker reads.
Nick.
Yes.
I would like to aid Cacophony in this matter by activating my true seeing ability and also by casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
I'm looking for any signs of spirits or magical energy or anything in the area for her to find.
Okay.
The better I get at this, it'll be easier for me to help Wick also to rid himself of.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Francois.
Yeah, Francois.
Is Merrick like keen on activating this like upon arrival, or are you like waiting until it's clear that like Cacophony's struggling?
I will give Cacophony the choice, whether she wants me to look for things or whether she wants to try on her own. I'll call on me to assist her if necessary.
Oh, can I see spirits now? Is that am I able to
I don't think
them?
you're able to perceive them, but so what you were told and what Undertaker says is when you perform last rites over a recently dead or dying sentient creature or an at-large spirit. So I guess you could see spirits. Okay. Yeah, there is a spirit lingering here, after all. It is the ghost of a grave warden, in fact. Let me let me look at the quiet ear really quickly. It is a grave warden by the name... Oh, we didn't really have any Moss. We only had one Moss family character back then. Let's say that their name is Eugene Moss. And they are toiling around... I think they're like proclaiming like, the keep is mine. I did it. I took the keep. I knew I would defeat those Rust brothers. I knew I would kill them all and free our land from them. I did it. Mwahaha. I'll be celebrated. Yes. And he just goes on and on and on, like bragging and boasting.
So he's long dead.
Oh, yes.
And he's just... I mean, so he does... Okay, but...
You've probably seen this guy's gravestone, and it's like in an area where they just there's no bodies. It's just a tombstone.
Aw, buddy.
This guy died like decades and decades ago.
All right.
Like on a raid of the Lashed Keep that failed.
I'm gonna let Merrick know and be like, hey man, there's a dead guy. There's a spirit who is wandering around, and I think that maybe he's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's ranting to himself about how he defeated the Rust brothers and he's the defender of the keep. And I think I'm gonna help him shove off to his piece. So if you see me, I don't know, do I need to wave my hands? Are there any flashy moves that go along with this, or is it just like a, hey man,
what is
lost kind of a thing?
Cacophony's like instincts tell her to try doing?
Her instincts, I think, are just to like, I think she has to like put her hand on his shoulder, or like, I don't know, like I know that they don't have any physical,
right,
but if she's like a gateway or something, I guess is like how she sees it, like,
yeah,
in order for them to pass on to their whatever. She just has to come into contact with them, and
Okay.
then they'll.
So you walk up to this ghost who's just like, yes, I've done it, floating around like, champion, say my name. And you place a hand on his ghostly shoulder.
Yeah.
And he just swivels around and he's like, oh, hello. Are you here to celebrate?
Yeah, you did it, my man, and now you get to have peace eternally. So, good job.
Eternal peace. What do you...
Yeah. Don't think too hard about it, and then I'm just gonna do it.
Give me a charisma check, please.
Oh, that's not gonna go super great.
Gotta open my chat to actually see this.
Sure.
I'm dead, aren't I?
So dead. But
Damn it.
look, I mean, you did a great thing, but a long time ago.
No.
No, you're great.
What happened?
You did so good.
Oh,
What's your name? What's your name, buddy? What's your name?
he begins to freak out and panic. And he says,
It's cool.
Is it really my time to go?
I mean, do you really want to stick around here? There's a whole lot of nothing. It's pretty sad. Don't you want to be with, the rest of your kin and find peace beyond the seventh wave and go into that eternal bliss? Isn't that what everybody wants and deserves? You did a great thing. You did a good job. What's your name?
Eugene.
Oh, Eugene, you did awesome. But you can stop now, You were so great. You bear a striking resemblance to a whole bunch of folks in that town over yonder. You a moss?
The Hollows is still around?
Oh my god, the Hollows is banging! Yeah, and there's a shitload of moss dudes running around. So, prolific. You've got a lot of family that you might want to see again, no? Don't freak out. Death is, everybody does it. Everybody poops, everybody dies. It's gonna be okay.
You're here to help me move on?
I really am. Look
Okay.
how happy I am. Everything's totally fine. It's totally cool. I know I'm not super nurturing, but I can tell you that you've done a wonderful job and you defended and now you can stop defending and just be happy.
It's clear that most of your words are just literally going in one ghostly ear and out the other with this guy.
The other.
He's
Yeah.
not being consoled in any way, but he is accepting that he needs to move on. And he
Awesome.
will offer to let you move him along.
Yay! And I don't know what you're going to see on the other side, but I have to think that it's better than sitting here and being alone.
I hope
You'll
so.
You'll be with your kin. It'll be wonderful. It'll be beautiful.
Okay, I'm ready. And he waits for you to perform last rites over him. Do you reach out and touch his shoulder again, or do you try something else?
No, I think it's just willing it to be. I think just kind of maybe the first one was just to get his attention, and then now I'm just kind of all right, he's
Yeah.
out of here.
You reach out with your mind and will it, and there is a moment of emotional connection with this specter, and he is completely full of despair. You feel it, and you feel it as he feels it, and it is overwhelming. You got a partial success, so take the debility Scarred as you are
damn.
filled with this man's self-pity and sadness.
I can't push any of my happiness and happy-go-luckiness onto him.
No.
Like,
you got
what
him to move on, but you didn't help him accept it emotionally. So, you as a
Right.
result, gain 1 soul. And you may ask the deceased character any of the following questions. They must answer truthfully. If you want, you don't have to ask this guy questions. But what caused your death? What regret burdens your soul? And you are now up to 3 souls.
Okay, awesome. Maybe the regret that burdens his soul, because maybe then he'll be able to move on with peacefully, right? Like maybe like if he gets rid of that regret or
So
unburdens himself, he'll feel better.
His regret was that he wanted to prove himself. He wanted to be known throughout the Hollows for decades to come. He wanted to grow old and be revered by other grave wardens, his children and his children's children. And he regrets that he didn't get a chance to either succeed or live long enough to hear his successes be reveled.
Oh, well, I mean, we've seen your tombstone, and we remember the sacrifice that you gave up.
Let him go.
He is gone.
Damn.
And he is not consoled. But you have 3 souls. So when that happens, let me just look at this really quickly one more time.
Sure.
You can take another move in the Reaper class. So I will send you a document with that real quick.
Yes.
Merrick, what do you make of all this?
I was there ready to assist Cacophony, but I don't think that she needs it.
I do. I have terrible bedside manner. Merrick, help me. This is a butthurt spirit. He was not about it.
Perhaps you need to find out more about what happened in life with the spirit before you try to pass them on. Passing them on is something that can be done by any member of the clergy. If you're going to be a Reaper, you got to find out why. If you want to gain power from them, you have to give them the power back that they've lost by dying. Peace, solitude, a path forward,
Okay.
resolution. When you can give them that, then you will gain their strength.
Okay. All right. I gotta go practice being a people then, and learning how to talk to. Maybe that'll be something that we can work on back in the Hollows, where I talk to people and and work on not being such a weirdo.
I'll smile and pat her on the wing, and
Thanks.
I wish you the best of luck with that.
Okay. I just DM'd you a list of moves to choose from. Feel free to reply to me in chat and the Discord, Shannon.
Oh my God, there's so many, and they're all fucking awesome. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. All right. So, Basil, what are you doing? What project or self-preparation are you working on?
So my first thing, I need to go speak with. Did I replenish a gin supply?
Yes.
Okay. I should add that back to my inventory.
That's a freebie.
Thank you. Add gin. So I would like to go speak with Melkar, the bread dwarf.
Okay.
Is that a super long distance away?
No. Not terribly far.
A day trip?
Yeah.
So I knock on the door of the shack.
Oh, God. Hang on one second. Okay.
You need to get your sourdough starter out of the freezer there, Nick.
Yeah, sure do.
Or prop.
I can go get mine if you want.
So you arrive at Melkar's hut, and there are there are living pastries like outside, like kind of monitoring. And as you walk up, before you get a chance to knock on the door, one of them rings like a little bell. That they like really low to the ground that is set up for the little living breads.
Are they clones of each other? Do they remember these breads? Remember who I am? The way that like we were friendly with the other breads when we met them the first time. They have a hive mind.
They don't seem to recognize you.
Okay. Well, I tried to greet them jovially anyway, so I was like, bread friends.
You hear, like, calling through an open window, "It's fine, let him in, let him in." And there is, like, the sound of scuttling, and the door opens, and, like, a couple of bread people who were, like, stacked on top of one another, like, fall over as they are opening the door latch. You come in. You walk in through the door, the smell of baked bread just wafting over you. And sitting in a rocking chair, swinging back and forth, is Melkar. His piercing yellow eyes, long dwarven beard. And he's sitting there as there are many pastries around the kitchen, both working on making bread. Like shaping bread and sticking it in the oven. And then there are others like crafting weapons, like little tiny little pitchforks and swords and knives and things. Like just bending little bits of metal and crafting weapons. There is a large, like those glass cake covers, that you can put over.
Bell jar.
Yeah. Covering like several little bread people that like as a small little jail. And Melkar is actively just like picking apart one of them and eating them. And the one he is picking apart looks to be living. Oh, Basil, welcome. What can I do for you? Would you like some bread? And he gestures to the jailed living bread.
I lift the jar, grab some, and just eat it without even hesitating. And I throw a chunk to Chives and replace the bell jar. Thank you. You're most kind.
Whoa, what brings you out this way?
Well, two things. Well, three things. Well, several things. First, I came, you remember the drink we shared so many weeks or a month, I don't know. Time isn't real in this world. I brought you more of that divine spirit.
That was scrumptious. Oh, and I have just the thing. And he goes and like grabs just a regular loaf, and he's like, I baked this with your gin in mind. It's got like a little hint of lime in it. I baked in some fresh lavender. It'll pair very well with it.
Excellent. Please, on your leave, let's share a drink, unless you'd like me to mix.
No, I'd be happy to. I'm happy to play host. And he'll get up and make you some drinks, cut some bread. He'll spread out like some, like butter and jam, anything you might want to put. He's got like some olive oil. Anything you want to put the bread in.
Excellent.
So, is this just a house call, or is there something you came to ask me?
Well, I have I wanted to give you some updates and also see how you were doing. And to be honest, I'm quite curious about the small army you seem to be constructing. Obviously, your bread making has been amped up. Your friends, do you refer to them as your children? Your friends are hard at work on your bread operation, but they seem to also be running a small smithy.
Yes. Well, and he like takes another big sip of his drink. I was cast out of a nearby village a few years ago, and well, they were very cruel to me. So I was planning on returning the favor. Are you partial to revenge?
In some contexts, I take a drink and recalculate my plan here. Who cast you out?
The whole town.
Which town?
Pertney.
Pertney?
Yes, it's a little village a few miles away from here.
Ah, okay. How cruel of them to have cast you out. Why ever did they banish you?
Well, I found
If you
these.
don't mind my asking.
No, you're a dear friend. Happy to share, especially over some drinks. Bring me more, and I'll tell you some other stories another time. But I'll admit, I got curious one day. There was a portal open near our village for a few days. A couple demons came through. They didn't seem to mind the village. They were quite passive demons, if you ask me, but I managed to sneak through the portal. I was quite curious about where these passive demons were coming from, and I found these bricks laying on a stone path one day. And I just thought I'd grab them. I had been meaning to make an oven, and here there were masoned bricks. We didn't have a mason in our village. Ours had passed away, slaughtered by the blood mist, and I made an oven with it, and I began to bake, and my breads came out alive. The village thought I had been possessed by a demon. He chuckles.
How could they ever think such a thing?
It's the brick, I tell you. It has nothing to do with me. It's magic.
Which is it? The cornerstone of your oven? That one there? I point to one brick that is like obviously not like the others, and
It's all of
very
them.
clearly like.
It's,
okay.
The entire oven
that's
is made with those bricks.
That is quite a haul to take through a portal all by yourself.
Oh, there were many trips. Many trips. I even ran into a demon. It paid me no mind.
Wow, and he just went about his business and didn't pay attention to you?
Eyed me. It looked like a deer. Its behavior, anyway. It itself looked like an elephant with 3 trunks and horns coming out of its head. It was grazing. Seemed to just be like an animal.
Interesting. Wow. Well, anyways, a fascinating story. I'm so sorry that this town hurt you in this way. So. Sorry, I was reading Shannon's comment in the chat.
Oh my god. I need a drink.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I came to visit for another reason, which was I was curious about your sourdough and your technique for baking these talented little monsters. I mean, your children, your friends.
Oh, they're not my children or my friends. They are a tool, made with love and will. But sometimes they can misbehave. And he reaches under the cake jar and grabs another one, like this one. Little what?
No, don't eat me.
He bites the head off. We can't hear you, Brian.
Okay, John was better.
Yeah. It's all the oven. Nothing I do can make these.
Got it. And you don't have some sort of some like arcane talent of bread rising or yeast in any way.
No. No.
Damn. I came here wondering if you had any yeast product that would benefit from the undead as a food source, but that's okay.
God, no, that would be disgusting. I wouldn't let my breads touch the undead. Then I couldn't eat them.
We wouldn't plan to bake them, but sorry, I keep reading Shannon's comments.
Sorry.
Well, if
Fascinating. And do your tools only take orders from you? Are they independent?
I don't know.
Well, how did you? What's your plan for them with this village? Maybe I can be of assistance to you.
You'd help me slaughter a village?
I don't know about slaughter, but I am the prince of a dwarven nation, and I could offer my battle intelligence and strategy to help you, find your way. I mean, you've obviously organized them into making arms for themselves, but you train them to deploy strategy. Could they not simply turn a herd of goats out against you and have the goats devour your army as it approaches?
Oh no.
And at mention of that, I kick one like perfectly into Chives's mouth.
Oh.
Kirby, you dark one! No!
Andy, I need to ask you, because I'm struggling to direct this scene. What are you hoping to get from this guy?
I mean, my initial hope was to get some starter that I could use to make like arrows.
I thought he gave you all sourdough.
Yeah, it's in the bag of holding.
It's in the bag of holding, but I didn't know if that sourdough could be like trained to eat the undead. I'm trying to deal with the undead here.
I see.
You went to a baker?
I think I have a way to deal with the undead.
Do you know the Muffin Man? That's Shannon in the chat.
My other goal was to find a feeding an army solution, since the kitchens of the Hollows were struggling to feed everybody, and an army travels on its stomach. So
you'll hear a tapping on the glass. Of the little jail. There's two left. Dink, 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 and one of them goes, "We'll help you kill the undead if you let us go. Please. I promise we'll behave." And Melkar looks down and he says, "Oh, I suppose they can be commanded by others. Would you like to take? I have many more misbehaviors than this."
We want blood! Let us kill!
What did I prepare? Oh, damn.
Would you like your own private mini army?
Mark 1 commands us!
I'd be more interested in feeding the army we have. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know the strategy of your army and how susceptible they are to, for example, 2 goats that could, even the size I see in front of me, could probably devour them in a matter of minutes. So perhaps I'd want to ask you if we could perhaps borrow your oven. It could be very useful in feeding our army, as we are on our own revenge quest, you might say.
Give me a parlay.
Okay.
You have +1 forward with him for giving him gin.
Damn right I am. Oh no.
That's a 7.
Is that with the +1?
No, it's not. That's a 7. So parlay on a 7. Can you hit it again? I can't even find parlay on your sheet. Hit it again.
My brother.
Oh my god, would you
what is
stop
going
failing
on?
parlay? Okay, I'll just read it. They will do what you...
Here we go. They do what you ask, but need some concrete assurance of my promise.
What will you offer me in return for use of my oven?
If we can use your oven to feed our army and help bring about an end to the Russ Brothers' scourge at Whaler's Hold, free your dwarven kin, and limit the advance of some truly horrid, people. Perhaps I could come back and then assist you in your revenge quest and help you get get what you deserve. Seek some closure, perhaps, from the people of this other village.
That would be my absolute honor. Very well. I will give you use of my oven. Hey, Shannon, can you roll an aid or interfere for me, please?
Yes, absolutely.
With Basil's bond. I don't know. I think it's all the same.
Yeah, it's just 2d6.
Oh, by the way, y'all, you're supposed to be rolling
Ugh. Sorry.
with your bond, so that should be a 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
We've
How
never
do
done
I
You
do
roll
that, though?
plus
is it
bond.
it's 1? Oh.
I don't. Oh, maybe the sheet just doesn't default to that.
Yeah, there's no.
I don't think
No.
there's a bond. I didn't know there was a bond.
There's a bond
value.
drop down. Here, I'm gonna click it again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Change your aid or interfere to roll bond, and then it'll ask you which of your bonds you want to use. Okay, so that's a 7. Hey, Basil, Cacophony has a bright idea as you and Melkar are baking bread, new army minions. Hey, like, if they're just gonna get eaten, why not put, like, poison in them? So so what, you lose your little mini soldiers, you poison your enemy. It's a delivery device.
Wait, who's suggesting that?
Cacophony. She's your potion master.
Beauty with toxins, master. I'll deliver them myself.
I'm a bloodweed bandit, bitch.
Sorry, I didn't think we were using the people. I thought we were just using, like, the baking team to just help feed the army, like, regular bread.
Oh, yeah, you can do that, but
murder bread.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, you do what you want.
I don't intend
front lines.
I don't intend to use his army of tiny nothings.
Okay, fair enough.
But I can't think of a more frail soldier than a fucking croissant. So, I'm mostly interested in just feeding the,
Okay.
people made of flesh that are gonna fight.
Okay. Fair enough. Sounds good.
Thank you. We may have to disassemble your oven so that we can safely move it to the kitchens and continue its work. Could we borrow your baking team to help us move it and take it with us?
Sure.
Thank you. And I'd be curious to talk to your disobedient ones as well. May I borrow this jar with these 2 in it as well?
Help yourself, please.
Thank you.
What do you want to do with the disobedience?
I'm gonna put them on Chives' back for now.
Okay.
And when Melkar is turned around overseeing the deconstruction of his oven, I'll whisper to them, we can get justice for you, my friends. We will make this right.
for you.
All right. Well, you have promised to help Melkar in his revenge quest. The deconstruction of his oven and its move and his minions' move to the Hollows is going to take place over the next few days, and then for the rest of the month he'll be baking, just baking regular bread. He's like, I don't know why you needed my oven to just bake bread here. You could have made your own bricks.
We need his team. We need their expertise. We want a self-sufficient bread supply, or
Fair enough.
self-sustaining bread supply that travels with the army.
Ooh,
So
I like that.
We'll build a little wagon that his oven and whole team can travel on.
Oh, I like that. Okay. All right. So you have solved. You have effectively solved the logistical problem of feeding the army.
Excellent.
All right.
So mad that I couldn't figure out a way to make yeast arrows that could be used to devour the undead army, but that's what I set out to do originally.
No, I'm sorry.
You gave me a cursed oven instead of cursed starter.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Merrick, what are you working on?
I think after Cacophony and I travel back, I'll go to find Hogue Marystone.
Hogue is busy practicing with other stone singers from
Wonderful.
Torvald's group. He also is like getting fitted for armor. Let me change this.
Hogue and fellow stone singers, I have a curious question.
Oh,
Merrick will pull out a flask of water, set it down on a table, and say, "Can you mold some stone around the outside of this so that you can pick it up in the air? I've seen stone singers lift stone off the ground. Are you capable of doing this?
of course.
Can you show me?"
Show you how to put stone around this?
Yes, and lift it in the air.
Stone moves around the object, and then he begins letting out like a low whistle, and it floats in the air.
See that wall over there? Point to a wall like maybe 30 or 40 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Lean it against it. Smash the glass. It flies across.
Yep.
Wonderful. And then I will tell him that we will deliver him many, many more blasts. And I want him to create stone around it. And I want you to start stockpiled. Get a wagon and take it with us to the battle. Because I would like to get Basil whenever he returns and have us spend multiple days casting Sanctify on the water and create holy water stone grenades that we can throw at the undead.
Can you both roll cast a spell and link Sanctify, please?
There you go. Food or water you hold in your hands when you cast this spell is consecrated by your deity. In addition to now being holy or unholy, the affected substance is purified of any mundane spoilage. We create holy water and then put stone around it, and now our stone singers can fling grenades of holy water at the undead armies.
Ace.
That is the project I would like to undertake.
Okay. Great. So you
Because our stone singers a defined weapon against the undead horde.
Okay, so on a 10 and an 8, you will create 5 rounds worth of holy water, which will deal additional damage to undead. I haven't.
bad, especially with a whole bunch of stone singers playing it and a whole bunch of undead.
Okay.
I kind of like it.
All right. I haven't talked about exactly how combat's going to work, but I know I shared some stuff with you all. I'm going to add to the stone singers that they have the ability to do this. Um, 5 rounds of 1d6 extra damage against undead. Great. Cool. That's awesome. All right.
While I'm hanging out with Merrick,
Yeah.
I grab one of the bricks from the oven and just walk it over to him and hand it to him and be like, "What the fuck is this thing?"
To Hogue? Or to
Me.
Merrick,
Oh.
with true sight, to look at one of the bricks.
I'll activate my true sight and hold the brick up in the air and take a look at it.
Oh. Oh boy.
One of the disobedience who I promised to help is there as well. 5 rounds of 1d6 extra damage against undead. Great. Cool. That's awesome. While I'm hanging out with Merrick, Yeah. I promise to help is there as well. 5 rounds of 1d6 extra damage against undead. Great. Cool. That's awesome.
5 rounds of 1d6 extra damage against undead. Great.
sitting on the brick?
Merrick, you don't know. There is clearly magic emanating from this brick, but there's no pattern that you can see indicating what it is. It looks chaotic. In some respects, it reminds you of there's a hint of what this looks like on Wick's blade.
Seems to have some connection to the veil. But I can't tell anything. It's too chaotic.
I think
Does he tell me where we got it?
We had bread baked in an oven made of these bricks. And yes, and we've borrowed his friends to help feed the army in our upcoming siege, and the oven.
We seem to be gathering all types of allies, aren't we?
Well, it's us against them, isn't it?
True. Let me ask you this.
I'd rather have an us as rich as the world we're defending.
Let me ask you this, Basil. Something that's been troubling me ever since we had our dinner party with the gods. You are now the representative of the world. Seems that Lo won't take a decisive stance on anything because making decisions that really count are hard. She doesn't want to. Where do you stand on the stars in the sky breaking apart, pulling down the veil that holds magic back from this world?
I feel like I need to interject really quickly.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think we've put enough pieces together at this point, and maybe I just haven't been clear enough. What you are seeing, Merrick, you're getting the sense that that is what lies beyond the veil. The ether.
I'm not asking what he thinks is beyond the veil.
I know. I just want to contextualize what you're seeing.
Oh, on the bricks?
On the bricks, yeah. Like, because you're asking what is your stance on what, like, on tearing down the veil and letting what's behind it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to clarify what that represents.
Okay.
What your holding represents. So, Basil.
I seek only to carry out what I value and what I believe Flo values, which is continuation of the natural world, and that means protecting it from unnatural things that would claim its resources and destroy it.
Understood. I agree.
At whatever the cost, because I think we've proven that trying to, take the moral high ground and be of unimpeachable quality is not going to win the fights we need to win. So
I'll agree with that, and I've made many decisions on that matter in the past couple of weeks that I may not have made when we first started this journey together.
likewise.
But Basil, please bear in mind, there's always a line. And then Merrick walks away.
And I guess Basil is left looking at the brick and the tiny bread demon sitting on it going, what do you think? And then cut.
Okay. So I've decided what the solving the food problem represents. All of your armies are going to have an additional 10 health.
Nice.
Okay. So Wick, you have what?
Hi.
Hi. you have brands, or maybe you don't have them quite yet in our timeline. That's kind of like a flash forward thing. But you still have the problem of convincing demons to do this. And you have the problem of convincing everyone else to fight alongside demons, much less recognize that they have sovereignty. How do you want to tackle these problems? Or are you focusing on something else entirely?
All right, well, as a newly married man, it makes sense that Hattie's people are my people now. Also, I built this alliance. I have leeway over all of these governments that we have done with. It's now an or else moment of like, hey, look, we just want this one hill. We don't really care about anything else. The hill, that's fine. Just leave it out. No biggie. It's the demon's area now. It's not that big of an ask, especially when people don't have territorial claims that far south anyway. I think I'm being a very reasonable fellow. Like, hey, you know, demons are gonna help us. Some of them are. They just want a hill.
Okay, let me look at my notes really quickly. So...
The demons, like, do they consider themselves like a displaced population that has like a antecedent right to that land, or are we effectively like colonizing for them to decide that this land is theirs?
They
Taken here against their will.
Are
Yes.
they natural to this part of the world?
No, they are all literally from other worlds, and they have been displaced by force, taken from their worlds and homes, and placed here. I
And
think
now they're gonna fight for their own home and sovereignty.
yeah.
What is less inspiring? Nothing.
We've
the
switched
most
from
inspiring
1970s
thing.
CIA to Israel Palestine. Excellent.
Yeah. Coffee Traveler in the chat says, this is the hill Wick is going to die on, literally. Demons are basically refugees who are trying to have tribal lands. And this is ironic considering that in Grim Streets of Alderstone, Coffee Traveler is literally playing a demon possessing someone who is in this boat. Yeah, I mean, like, you'll learn from Hattie that there are demons who want to go home, and if like you can find a way to send them home, that's what they would prefer. There are demons who are animalistic and can't think. They are not sentient or not sapient. There are demons who are vicious and like being here because they can hunt. They are apex predators. There are demons that like this new place. It's better than the world they came from, because the gods made their world as an experiment and left it behind, like, shitty. Like, many of them describe a world that the ether just was part of the life. So life, you know, if you think about like the Zerg from StarCraft, especially in like the third game or the last game, where like there's that primal world where Zerg are constantly like eating one another and evolving perpetually at a rapid rate. That's kind of what all the worlds that these demons come from, that the ether exists in, is like. It is constantly shaping and shifting. And magic is...
Am I just Kerrigan?
Maybe. That's a scary thought.
I think Hattie is Kerrigan.
No, I'm Kerrigan. I'm the human with magical powers that got turned
You're
into a fucking
Raynor.
monster.
You're Raynor.
How am I Raynor? I don't have a gun.
Oh, Raynor would be the one who tries to save. He's Kerrigan.
I'm just fucking Kerrigan.
John's mind is blown, finally. I am really in control here.
I am hot, though. I am hotter than Kerrigan. Let's be real. I pull every team. All right.
All right. Anyway.
And I'm kind. Don't forget that.
Yeah, so, like, there are some demons that are totally willing to hear you out, but just in general, their trust of humans, especially, is so low. Like,
But I'm not human anymore.
yeah, well, good luck.
I'm this weird... Look, I am the bridge.
Look, you
Apollo
look like a white boy
_
to them, and that's all that matters.
All right, first you call me a cop, then you call me white. That's strike 2, Apollo_Nick. All right, don't do a third strike. I'm gonna torpedo your entire campaign. All right.
All right, we just got to make it through a few more sections, y'all.
Unbelievable. I get no respect for bridging the gap between demon and humankind. Maybe I was born human, but I'm not. I got changed by a god. I've been altered. I'm some weird demon monster too. Everybody hates me. It's no big deal. Now, what I'm gonna do is become the envoy and be the middleman between the two sides and give the demons what they want. If they want to go home, I have portals. I know how to get them to at least one of them. All problems can be solved if we just think them through. And I'm an intelligent man. I married Hattie. That's got to give me some pull for the demons.
That does.
The ones who do sign on immediately, that's my first posse. Look, if some of them do, if some of them join early, we'll just take them and we keep spreading the message around. Eventually, the demons will do the freaking spread the word for me. Be like, hey, there's this insane man. Used to be a human. Now he's not. He's just giving away his freedom.
Okay.
He's legit.
Give me a parlay. And this is going to represent, like, a lot of work over the weeks.
Okay. That's fine.
Would you... Oh, wait, this is Shannon sheet.
No,
let me look at yours.
I keep forgetting I changed the name. Oof. You know, that makes sense. Demons aren't, the most trusting of sort. But the ones that do, that's the first step. And that's all I need.
Well, I think you've done the legwork for this. They asked for concrete assurance of your promise. I think you...
You know.
Oh, Coffee Traveler gave you an aid. So that's +1.
For aid, we are building a nation.
I also think you have +1 because of Hattie. Like you won that role, and that would have made this easier had you not like allied yourself with Hattie. So I think that's a 10. Even with an 8, though, I think you would have done this because you have you would have been sent with a brand. Like Jeremiah Skit would have provided you a brand, so you can literally bind one of them with very powerful magic because you're level 9, and it's a very powerful brand. Suffice to say, the more powerful your brand and the more powerful the caster, it becomes like increasingly more difficult for someone else to try and like cancel out your brand with their own spell. Mm-hmm. So, and then you give it to them. Like, you hand them the brand, and you have very little ability to control them. Like, you could still, like, the magic is still there. Like, you could try and exert control, but without the brand, it's a lot more difficult. That's kind of the rules we play with in Blades in the Dark.
That's fine.
So I think you give them that.
Hell yeah.
And people sign up. I think demons sign up.
Okay. Obviously, we have a war coming. And I'm obligated to fight for it. And it would be just a great show of like, hey, we're serious about committing to being sovereign. We don't just want to invade. We want to work with the inhabitants of this world already.
Okay.
So this is the message that I want Hattie and myself to spread, to get volunteers. I don't want to enforce people to do it, to come fight enslaved demons and undead.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, we'll bring a special brand for those guys who are demons on the other side, in theory, to disenchant them.
Okay. So
that's the goal.
Here's what I'm going to do. If we can look at the map. So I'm just showing this to the chat. So this is going to be our battlefield starting next week. We have some. I'll talk about what Whaler's Hold looks like. These are my reference items. We've got demon armies and undead armies over here, and then we've got all of our armies: Galler Hall, the Orcs, and Plum and Palm, Belder Clan and Gandamin. We've got Stormeye Clan and Torvold. We've got the Grave Wardens, Lynn and Rick. We've got some of our what I'm calling special forces, which are small groups that aren't really army-sized. The Merry Magpies, the Stone Singers, the Red Runners, and then we have lots of NPCs. So I named some of them. There's also Hogue, Cascadia, who's from the Golden Bough, and Tender Robin will be here as well. I'm going to add Hattie and a demon army. Or a demon special forces to this, which mechanically you're going to benefit from hugely. Here's the problem, though.
What problem?
There is going to be some huge resentment and backlash to this. So I've added Hattie. Hattie Wild Eye. Or should I say Hattie Moss? Hattie Moss
Hell
Wild
yeah.
Eye? Hattie Wild Eye Moss? What are y'all doing? What do you decide?
Seriously, you're
It's
taking
the
her
medieval.
name, right?
Yeah. Medieval times. She becomes a moss.
Hattie Moss. Okay.
What's Hattie's full name again?
Hadrazillamink Moss.
Brazillamink.
Adrazillamink.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's a good place to start next time, is on like where all that resentment comes from. I don't want to like set it all up now and then.
Look, I'm gonna show up like a day before we set out for battle, and just have a demon army with me, and then we're just gonna go from there. All right.
Oh shit. Okay. You're not telling anyone you're doing this? Like Moss is.
Oh, of course I do, but you know,
Rick is constantly
I'm a busy
asking you
guy.
like, what do I need to do? Like, do I need to incorporate you into my plans? What's up? What's going on? And you're just like, nothing.
There's a lot going on, Grandpa. Roll with the flow.
Okay.
The times they
You
are
guys
changing.
registered anywhere, or
I would totally make rings for us, which is what I wanted to do as the last thing. Trying to make a magical ring.
Why don't we have a scene with after you've made that with you and Hattie, like developing your relationship? I think that'll be interesting. But I want to make sure we hit some other folks tonight
Go
with
for
our.
it. I'm good.
Okay.
Make sure your wedding registry is at Surla Table.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So Cacophony, you have taken a new Reaper move.
I love it.
Yeah. What did you end up taking?
So let me pull up my sheet. It's called Castigate.
It's so fucking good. And it's so perfect for this next.
I love it. I love it.
Do you want to link it?
So yeah.
Please do.
Wait, so I can't actually. I looked it up, but it's not. I can't like pull it in.
Oh, I added it to your sheet.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry.
You're so
I forgot. I
good.
meant to tell you
No,
that I
this is-
added it. Yeah, just click it. It's right at the bottom there.
Oh my god. Shablammy. There
So-
she go.
When you verbally rebuke an undead creature and spend one soul, roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, choose 3. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. And the list is: you deal your damage to the target, ignoring armor. You place a burden upon them, limiting their supernatural abilities. The target may not come any closer to you as long as you lock its gaze. And you may ask 2 questions from the Discern Realities lists about the target.
Pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Really good.
You might
one.
need
And
that
then-
healing potion to get rid of your scarred for charisma if you're going to use this in battle, though.
Yeah. Yes. So I actually do have a hold that I can use.
Oh yeah, you still have that?
I have it. I have not used it.
Oh, that's so good.
So I'm gonna use my hold, get rid of my debility,
Great.
and then I can get rid of that guy. Yeah. So the cool thing about Castigate though is that like the next level up is Exorcist. And since when you do the Castigate move, you can add the following option to the list, and the next one is you drive the target out of any person or object they are possessing and prevent them from possessing anything else as long as you are present.
So that would be for like ghosts.
Rick.
Oh
Or,
shit!
you know,
Like what Wick has. Wow.
with Wick, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
Okay, I
good.
plan to turn him into a ring here in a moment. You're good.
Yep.
Wouldn't
Okay,
that be funny?
so now that you have Castigate, is there anything you're going to do with that, or do you have something else planned for other downtime activities?
Well, I think for Castigate, I think there aren't any undead around, are there? Or are there undead? Like, are the Grave Wardens still fighting?
No.
Like then yeah, I don't know. I don't have any undead that I can practice on at the moment, but I do want to try and capture more souls because then that will help me gain more dope ass moves. So
Well, says Hattie, there are many spirits in Alderstone. The city is overflowing with them. If you'd like, you could head over there and capture some souls.
Wait, we're here?
I guess so.
Okay.
I
I'm
wanted
a
to meet
little
your
nervous.
friends. You've been keeping me away from town for so long.
Yeah, we call them work acquaintances.
how dare you, Patty?
Stay away from my
look
wife, Cacophony.
ravishing.
She's gonna try to steal from you, Hattie.
Wick says nothing but nice things about you. I can see why.
Oh, that feels like deceivery, but I'm gonna allow it.
She's on to me, Wick. What do I do?
Just stop talking to her.
No,
Anyway,
so mean.
we're gonna go meet Basil. We'll see you later, Cacophony.
Goodbye.
And she'll like float
Wife of
away
Wick.
and grab Wick's hand and just drag him along.
Hell yeah. I fly. We go to see Basil. So this is the demon master
Okay.
himself.
Hang on. This is Cacophony's scene. I mean, so you could sneak to Alderstone. There are literally ghosts everywhere there. Literally everyone that dies in Alderstone, their ghost manifests for some weird reason.
And I'm very tempted.
I mean, if you want me to go with you, I can word of recall us back. It won't take us long to get there and back.
Okay, actually, yes, that would be perfect because I know that the more souls that I collect, like, the better it's going to be for everybody because, like, some of these Reaper moves are so fucking sweet. I think it will be good for, I think it will be beneficial to, like, the whole team. Now, I know I can only have 3 at a time or whatever, so, like, this might have to be, but there is a move, like, where I can hold an extra soul.
So I know this is going to mean nothing to you all, but I just realized that the camera would have lingered on Alderstone having a clear sky, which is not what the citizens of Alderstone have seen for the entirety of the city's existence. So for those of you that watch Grim Streets of Alderstone, I just want to leave that there, that there is no cloud of coal smog lingering over the city. It's got clear skies, baby. Okay, so
Dang.
I'm gonna need a Defy Danger Dex from you to get near the city without being detected by the Church of Rust.
Okay.
Yeah, Coffee. There's no smoke. We'll figure it out. So there are Rust Brothers everywhere. There are Iron Guard and Rust Brothers everywhere. So approaching the city is going to prove to be incredibly difficult. They've got tall walls, lots of watches, but there is this one mountain with some buildings on it that you could try and approach from and have a little bit of cover. Would you like to try that?
Yes.
Okay, give me another Defy Danger Dex, please. Okay. You use the mountain for cover. In fact, you notice that there's lots and lots of souls near the top, like spirits lingering near the top. You carry Merrick with you. Hey, Merrick, are your snake eyes active?
Oh, at this point, absolutely.
Yeah, you've got a real bad feeling about approaching the building at the top. It is a castle that is just bonfire. The entire building is bonfiring with magic.
I will warn Cacophony against this.
I'm just gonna land on the top of the tower there. No, okay.
Do you approach, or do you, like, wait and see if you can get some spirits
I think
at a safe distance?
I think from a safe distance, because like there's no point in me almost dying and then Raven having to come and bring my ass back again. So
Yeah. Okay.
Cacophony, if you want to risk it, we can get out of here quick. But we can't go into that building with the magic. The mine might not work.
okay, yeah. Let's get as close as we safely can and try to capture spirits from there.
Okay. Give me a defy danger wisdom check, please.
May I aid her?
Yes, please. Please do.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it, please. Holy poops. We are just striking out.
Okay.
Okay.
Rip.
I will take my XP.
Yeah, both of you take XP.
Holy.
You, Merrick, are keeping an eye on this bonfiring of magic that is it's just like a flame. It's just like exuding everywhere in kind of an erratic pattern. And you get what you think is like as close as you can safely. And you all begin waiting for spirits to like kind of come nearby where Cacophony might be able to try and like help them move on and gather souls.
Give them resolution.
What?
Remember, give them resolution.
Right. But unfortunately, the flame, that energy, like flickers out, and as soon as it like reaches out and touches the space that you all are in, like all of that energy begins like directing towards you, and it is overwhelming to both of you. You feel more terrified and overwhelmed and afraid than you've ever felt in your life. Like there is malevolent energy directed at you. And demons begin pouring out of the fort at the top. What do you do?
Cacophony's can.
I've got escape route. Let's get the fuck out of there.
Go for it. You want to roll it? Go ahead.
Okay.
We are gone.
All right.
We are gone. That was a bad idea.
You dip behind some rocks. You wait for the demon, or maybe you don't wait for the demons, but Merrick casts his spell.
Cast my spell.
And you get out of there.
Flashback to the Moss family kitchen as Merrick is preparing an incantation and is back in there, pretty much when Cedric's back's turned, that could be within the stove. And you will hear him see him look around the kitchen, and you see his eyes settle, and like a tubular vegetable, he's like, this is it. Rutabaga. And then we flash forward as Merrick grabs onto Cacophony's hand and says, say a keyword to my spell, word of recall, Rutabaga.
Rutabaga.
That's something that would never be said in normal conversation. And
Love it.
instantly, am I getting my spell for free here, Nick, or do I have to roll it?
I think the escape route covers it.
So, word of recall, I choose a word. The first time after casting a spell that I speak it, you and any allies touching you when you cast the spell are immediately returned to the exact spot where you cast it. And Cacophony and I appear in the Moss family kitchen.
You know what? Actually, give me your cast the spell. I just realized what is also at play right now. Okay.
Yeah, blam.
You say the word, like, once you and Cacophony have hidden behind your rock, and you expect Worm to immediately like react and like invoke the spell because you had it prepared. Like, you know, this should work immediately, but there is a delay. And when it doesn't work, you kind of tune in with Worm a little bit to be like, you know, check in. And he seems incredibly distracted. Okay.
Does the spell eventually go off, though?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
And then we pop back in the kitchen. Cedric! Cedric?
Hey.
I'll slap him back head.
What's going on?
Dinner, buddy. We need some. We've had a trying day.
All right, I'm on it.
All right, thanks.
I'm gonna look at Merrick and be like, "Do you think Hattie was trying to kill me?"
I don't know. I'm not so sure of this. Cedric, excuse us for a minute.
I'm sorry.
And,
I was just going to ask if you want turnips or rutabaga for dinner.
turnips, please.
Okay.
And then I'll poke the company aside and be like, I'm a little worried about this new alliance. I was talking to Basil as well. There's a point when we've done a lot of shit to get these allies and this army together. We're approaching the line that maybe we shouldn't be crossing here.
I don't know. Is it weird that I feel like Wick is kind of like settled? like maybe Hattie could be really good for him? I don't know. I have no reason to suspect that, you know, she'll turn on us only because she has tied herself so securely to Wick, and Wick will do literally anything to protect the Hollows. So I don't know. I feel like it might be foolish, but yeah.
The Rust Brothers are evil because they bend demons to their will. Wick seems to have sided with them. He still scares me.
Oh yeah, me too. He's
Me,
spooky
Hattie,
guy.
and Rick are all writing a treaty right now, trying to get everyone to sign off on it about territorial rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So the
scares me.
Storm Eye gets Whaler's Hold. We want a small hill in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. What's the problem?
Oh boy. Yeah. No, Wick is a spooky guy, but I think that tying himself to Hattie and Hattie tying herself to him, and the demons almost seem like they're also somewhat victims in this as well. So this might be good for us. I'm trying to not be I'm trying to not see the worst in Wick. It is very difficult, but I think this was a good choice on his part.
Well, we've been trying to secure free will for everybody in the entire Ravenlands. Even the demons, it seems.
Even the demons, yeah. And better to have the demons fighting with us than against us, right? I can only see good coming from this union. So, as weird as it is, it's awesome. We have our own demon horde, and I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, weird thing, and it's awesome. So.
Yes, sure. And then Merrick will turn his head a little bit and cringe a little, how did it come to this?
How did it come to this?
Turnips, Cedric, please. And
They're
some
almost
bread.
done. Hang on.
I hear Basil brought back some really good bread.
Yeah, we got some over here. And I'm cooking up some bacon. Be right there.
Nice.
Actually sounds really
All right. So Andy and Merrick have only done one action, whereas Wick and Cacophony have done two. I just want to check in on time and see if everyone's feeling good about moving forward with those two, or just save it for next week.
I can stick around a little longer if you want to. What about you, Andy?
Yeah.
I think I'll save mine for next week.
Okay, do you want us to stop here, Andy?
I can do a little bit. I just didn't want to our run time too much longer because
Okay.
we still have some chores I want to get done tonight. I gotta take the trash out, that kind of stuff, you know. But I got time for a little bit more. Go for it.
Okay, Merrick, let's do your second action. Or
My
downtime
second
activity.
action was going to involve maybe a little investigation of what's going on with Wick. But as he's brought back a demon army of volunteers, I don't think Merrick's going to undertake that action.
And a spouse.
Yes, I know.
Merrick's like, I need to find out what's going on with Wick. Ooh, I don't want to touch that.
No,
You know what?
not so much that. Like,
Who officiated that wedding?
like
I
if he
mean,
came back enslaving demons to fight for us, then Merrick wasn't going to be cool with it. But he came back with demon volunteers, and that's I don't know along the lines of what we've been doing to everybody else. If we replace the word demon with orc or dwarf or elf or human, then would I have a problem with it? No. And therefore, Merrick will be silent and maybe do some self-contemplation on this.
Does Wick actually hold the moral high ground for once?
oh my god.
What?
In this party,
I have two questions.
Yeah.
For Wick, is there a wedding? And for everyone else, does Wick's relationship with Hattie change how you think about demons and or the language you use?
I don't know. I think Merrick would go up to Wick and ask him if he needs somebody to officiate.
After the battle.
All right.
I think it's definitely changed how Cacophony sees them. I mean, you know, yes, we fight demons when we must, but you know, she's realizing that, you know, they're victims in this as well. To a large part, to a large degree. So yeah, I think she's just like how there are shit orcs out there and there are shit humans and there are, you know, crappy people of all races. Demons are just another race. And there are crappy demons out there, but then there are demons who just kind of want to be left to their own devices or to go home, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Basil?
Yeah. So, Andy, do you have a downtime action or like again?
Yes.
I mentioned like we can also use bolster here as like a how are you personally preparing, but also if you have another project you want to work on or
Well,
scene you
I
want to have.
had just a slight follow up to the bread situation.
Yeah.
So we brought back, we borrowed the oven from Melkar. So we've got his oven, his baking team of bread
Yep.
folk, and then the bell jar full of the divergent ones that were like, you know, get us out of here. This guy's crazy.
Oh yeah. He also had like a chest full of them.
Of the divergent ones, the
Yes.
bad ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is like enough to be a small army here. Or food.
Of the ones who were aligned with Basil and not his revenge quest.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, okay, that changes my plans. Never mind.
Just tell me what your plans are. Just do it.
Oh, well, it made more sense when there was only two of them. But I was gonna say there was a heist, a tiny heist montage of Basil opening the bell jar, putting in two totally inert pieces of bread that have little eyes drawn on them, and then taking those two guys out of there and putting them in the skull on Chives' horn and starting to scheme with them against Melkar for the return journey.
Do you want to do that with a small army?
I don't want to use these guys. They're
Okay.
Not
All right.
yet. I don't know what they're capable of.
Okay, so it sounds like this is a good place to stop. I'm going to consider Basil and Merrick is still needing to do a second action for downtime. And then we'll see how many more everyone wants to do. Maybe we'll do a third. Maybe we'll even do a fourth if there's still scenes and stuff to do. Well, we can have as many scenes as we want before the battle. I want to make sure characters have an opportunity to like get that good development in. But yeah, we'll do 2 or 3 total downtime actions before the battle. All right. Any shout outs?
Oh, go ahead. Never mind. Forget it.
All right, we'll do it next week. Are there any shout outs anyone wants to make before we sign off for the night?
Guys, I'm John Dungeon Master. We keep doing West Marches. If you're not playing in them, why aren't you playing in them? come on down. My schedule is completely open, and there's a guy named Bojangles the Minotaur Wizard who has a pet named Noblar that you can talk to. Don't you want to meet the sexiest Minotaur alive?
The
Neither
West
do
Marches
I.
are
Yeah.
really fun. I'm playing a morally corrupt bard in that West March. It's very, very fun.
True. Come kill pirates. Come die to crabs.
It's good. Merrick, Ryan, you're still leading in your Dragon Warrior tournament?
I am still in my Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament. I have another match this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I do not know if it'll be restreamed, but you can see my half of the race certainly on my channel. And it'll be recorded and maybe put on a podcast if it's not restreamed live. I'm currently 2-0. I have 4 matches left in my group stage. I'll get 1 in on Friday and hopefully 2 in next week. And if I make it to 4-2, that might be enough to get into the next round. So I'm doing pretty well so far.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Andy, Shannon, shoutouts.
Just no.
Just no. Just stay away from me.
Just thank you to everyone who has tuned in and watched. It's
Yeah.
it's been super fun. Yeah.
Thank you, Coffee. Thank you, Millman. Thank you, Mr. Underground. Thank you, Temer.
You're all unbelievably based.
And Corin. Unless
Thank you,
Andy
Nick.
has a shout out.
Shout out to Nick, our DM, who has been very patient.
Solid.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this has been really fun. I just got super pumped this morning when I realized we were heading into our final arc of the season. So I'm super jazzed for the next few episodes to see how this all shakes out. I mean, we could be done next week for all I know. I have no idea.
One shot.
I've been feeling this battle is going to take more than 1 week, good sir.
We'll see. I need to play test it and see how it shakes out. The mechanics anyway. So thank you all for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe us here on Twitch and YouTube if you haven't taken the opportunity to do so. We'll see you next week on Wednesday, I believe. I don't think anyone's out, so we'll continue. On Saturday night, I'm running another Grim Streets of Alderstone. We're currently in the middle of essentially a car heist, except the car is a giant demon called Tank. And then on, I think, Friday morning, I'm in another West March run. I don't actually know if that's confirmed or not, but
We're waiting.
yeah.
To see who else will join you.
Cool. So we'll see you next time here on Fable Table. Thank you for watching. We love you. Peace out. Have a great time. Good night.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah. Bye.